Hello, good evening, and welcome to a live edition of CantinaMX podcast, where we're trying something a little different tonight. We're going to be giving a little commentary during a live match. In this case, Iceland, not Ireland, but Iceland. So we're out live on YouTube right now. If you saw us on the Twitter or on Facebook, just want to let you all know that if you watch the game and listen, and maybe turn the sound down and listen to us, I think you might have a good time. That's what we hope to achieve here tonight. So thank you for joining us. My name is John Jagu. Love to have you guys with us here this evening, and gals. And with us tonight, we'll have some guests latch on as the evening progresses. But we do have with us already over in Kyle, Texas. We have with us the one and only technical director, technological architect of this particular broadcast. Of course, we're talking about Albert and Chiquis Campa. Albert, how's it going?
Hey, going good. How's everyone doing?
Glad to have you on. You've been watching this game. They're in the 10th minute now, between Mexico, actually the 12th minute, Mexico and Iceland. Anything sticking out for you so far?
Well, there's a little nice play by Iceland in the Mexican box that was sort of interesting. He did a little flick over some Mexican players and got a shot off, possibly like a guy fell down claiming for a penalty and stuff, but that was a sort of nice play.
It's a good opportunity for some young players, I guess, on both sides, and we'll see how that plays out. I know I've got my eye on one particular player that I'm hoping has a good go of it, and we'll see how that turns out later on in the evening. Of course, we also have with us out in Escondido, California, a gentleman who watched his Santos heroically almost defend a 1-0 lead with 10 men over in one of the cauldrons of Liga MX. It's when it's actually has people there, and it was in Chivas Stadium. But is with us again this evening, as always, Daniel Preciado. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, John. Evening, Beto. Everyone listening, they're not watching the game, listening to us, hopefully.
Well, they can
Doing
watch
both.
the game and listen to us.
Yeah, that's right. They're not hampered like I am.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you only have one spigot of information tonight.
Yep.
And you'll be using that. Well, we do appreciate you coming on, and then we'll have hopefully at halftime we'll have some live reports from Las Vegas from some of our colleagues. Juan El Profe Cambiarrayas Uribe is there, as well as Joel Aceves. They're both in the press box as we speak, so hopefully they will give us their impressions while they can. We don't necessarily want them to do it while they're there, because that would not be good. So we'll have to have them join us at halftime and then a little for post game.
For those of us who are watching the game, would you be able to provide a starting 11?
Yes, I can provide a starting 11. Let's see, we have Talavera at goal, and it was Alanis and Rafa and Araujo as the defenders, and then Gallardo and actually, I think it might be only the three defenders. And then we have Gallardo and Dam and Molina and Orbelin in the midfield. And then Chucky, Giovanni, and Pulido up top. So it's really the team that you would want to see play, honestly, out of the guys that were chosen.
The 3-4-3 looks like.
I'm not sure Mexico is a 3-4-3 kind of team. I think that their 5-3-2 is really what suits them best, especially when they have good carrileros. I just think it makes a team very dangerous.
And they could kind of switch to that, though, can't they? I mean, Jurgen, I'm pretty sure. I know they've been trying them out a little bit at right back, haven't they? Or like a.
Yeah, like a carrilero, yeah. I mean, they can certainly. I mean, that's honestly, if he defends, decently, that would probably be his best position, because I don't think he has enough moves to be an offensive player. I think his one move is to slow down and speed up.
Yeah, and I think that's he crosses the ball pretty well. It seems like if he could get his defending a little bit continue improving on that, he'd be a good option there. Since obviously it's a thin area.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously that's a very valid point because Paul Aguilar has not been playing. He has an ACL tear, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and they really haven't been able to find anybody. One of the reasons why supposedly, I suppose I should say,
the Mexican came out right there, man. The
sure
Pocho,
did.
the Pocho came out right there, supposedly.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
We try to suppress it.
Hey, it's the one that I refuse to do is irregardless. That's
I've actually caught myself listening to the podcast and realized how much I say like. So the California comes out.
interesting. We'll have to start keeping tabs. You should
Yeah,
have said that, Dan.
That's teenager talk, man.
Yeah,
I know. I disappointed myself just listening to it. I kind of cringed a couple times.
I do that too. I say that word also.
So Mexico just had their first real big chance at goal. Alan Pulido was alone with the goalie. He tried to do a globito, and it did not work. And he would have scored if he would have just not hit it as hard. So he definitely that was.
Oh yeah.
One blown chance.
That was as close to a sitter as you're going to get from 20 yards out. And he hit the right shot. It just hit it way too strong. So there's your $20 million man, Chivas, Alan Pulido.
I think he's been disappointing, man. I thought he had a couple chances that he didn't do anything with in his league game as well, and the prior one. I've seen a couple of them where he's, you'd expect, like you said, a $20 million player or whatever he cost to.
Well, the reality is that he cost $20 million. He was worth maybe 2.5 to 3. I mean, that's just, and that's pushing it, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think he was even worth. I think if you get the 2, I think that's.
Is his cost what's allowing him to get into the team right now? Because.
Well, I mean, the $20 million, believe it, you can believe it or not, but what ended up happening was, whatever money Olympiacos got, like whatever they paid, because they officially had the carta. Then they had to pay Tigres the same amount, and that's just the reality. So if they paid, $5 million or whatever it was for him, then they had to pay Tigres. So if Olympiacos was raking for the call, I mean, it was not good business for Chivas, but it was the only way he was going to get to come back. It was, but you're right though. He has not, he just hasn't, obviously, being it's still overpriced at $20 million. He's not going to be able to. His expectations were high, but maybe unreasonably high. He's playing about what one would expect, honestly. Maybe a little less, but he wasn't.
I'd say less.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to come in and score, 7 or 8 goals. I mean, Chucky Lozano had a hat trick right in the first week, and he's still the leader goleador with 3 goals. And Pulido has scored once. I mean, if he gets to 10 goals this season, then he's, that to me should be considered a success. Oh, that was nice. Oh, just as I say that, see, he was listening. He was listening to us badmouth him. Dan, I cannot believe how harsh you were. Just trash.
So I'm assuming they're up 1-0.
Trashing Alan Pulido. Yes.
Nice header. He was cutting in like Rafa sort of does, and he got a nice deflection header, which was cool.
Well, good for him, man. Oh, that was very nice.
I was noticing that, like, up top with Gio is like looking lazy over there, just walking around, and Pulido's like coming back on defense and showing a lot more energy and everything.
Dude, Gio, may have to remember, Gio hasn't played since October. I mean, Gio's been on the shelf. He's been in Cancun. Giovanni's been playing golf. That's what Giovanni's been doing.
Getting that little plump belly going.
Puro party.
Yeah. So what goes on over there in California that Giovanni likes so much?
You know, there's the nightlife is pretty limitless. The options. I mean,
Well, he
and
doesn't.
then go ahead.
I was just gonna say he doesn't show it on his like Snapchat.
Well,
Just
why would he? Jeez.
playing around with his little puppy he's got, little dogs that he has.
He's trying to show the appearance that he does, that he's a professional, and that he's
It's how he gets the ladies, Albert. I mean, why would he show him being a player? He show him being cute and sensitive.
nurturing.
Yeah, so that I meet a Giovanni. But I got to tell you, for Giovanni to make what was ultimately a lifestyle decision to come to, I hold no grudge to him at all. He doesn't owe me anything. He can do whatever he wants with his career, and if they were going to pay him that much and you get to live, like you said, Dan, in a city like LA, where one of a global city. I mean, who wouldn't make that move?
I don't blame anybody for taking the money,
or for doing what they want to do in life.
Exactly.
Wasn't he trying? I heard stuff that he was trying to get Jonathan over there as well.
Yeah,
that's the rumor. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be an option for him eventually. I think there's still. We'll see. We'll see what he does.
I'm pretty sure that Jonathan is going to be starting in the Confed Cup.
Really?
Yep. I think Hector Herrera is not having a good year, and I think Jonathan has been very when he's played. He did have that one injury, but he's been playing very consistently and playing very well. I mean, Villarreal is in third or fourth place. I mean, they're a good team, and a lot of it.
I'm just not sure he's favored in that, and I don't know he's playing in a position that Osorio would probably want him to play. He's another one who's often played at right back.
Yeah, but he's only played once for him, and he played in the mid. He's too good a midfielder to experiment with.
But I think he lacks the size that he likes, that Osorio likes. I think that somehow has gotten in the way of him starting, because he seems like when, at least the last call up, he didn't get the nod for the big game.
Man, I don't know who that was, but somebody just hit like a 75-yard laser, and it hit a dude right smack in the. I mean, just absolute. Was it Rafa? No, it was Alanis. Wow. So Alanis just hit this pass from midfield. 5 yards from the banda all the way. 5 yards to the other one. The guy just had to lift his foot like a foot in the air to trap it. Just absolutely perfect.
The guys in the stands, when it gets too close to that sideline, they even have to all stand up. That stadium is awkward.
Well, it's intimate.
Yeah, for the front row, it's pretty intimate.
The Vegas Bombonera?
Yeah.
I just finally caught the goal.
Well, that goal might have hit the Iceland guy. Might have nicked his head a little.
Cheeky said, was that you posting that tweet right now?
Yeah, I like that picture. You like that picture?
The exposure, it really just.
It looks like a Santa, like a Santa from the church.
Yeah, he's got the aura behind him almost. Yeah, the exposure on the photo. It's and his hair is different in this picture.
I think it's an old.
Yeah, he doesn't look as swole as he is now.
Okay, so Cheeky said it's happening again. That's funny.
The two midgets taking the corner kick.
Yeah, exactly.
And then another guy coming up. Chucky's coming up a little bit.
Oh.
So that's 3 guys in play, like in this little. So basically, you have like 3 people in for like a corner. Oh, there you go. Oh.
Yeah. Your boy Nestor almost scored there. Dan. Very, very close.
Every time I see Nestor, I think of Christian. He used to love that guy's beard.
Really?
Yeah, I remember he used to always say I envy his man beard.
Araujo's beard, huh?
Araujo, sí.
Maybe we should start a Twitter account
Well,
Araujo's beard.
I was gonna say Rafa looks like he can grow like a magnificent one if he just decided to. He looks like he's got like he's got probably got to shave like 3 times a day.
Maybe I'm I guess I'm getting old, but I've yet to come around to understanding why anybody would want to grow a beard 10 inches long, especially in Texas.
I don't like shaving, so I have one mostly out of laziness, not because like a fashion statement. But
I shave once a week, so I mean I don't I understand that, but but I'm talking about guys that like have a beard down to their belly button.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I've let mine grow kind of long, maybe after about a half an inch though. Man, it gets pretty itchy.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets really itchy.
So what are we talking, Dan? Are we talking down to your nipples, or has it gone down further than that?
Oh no. Like I said, just like probably an inch long, all around. I mean that's enough to look pretty shaggy. And
so you too probably would wish to have a nice, thick, powerful Araujo beard.
I grow a decent one. It's the chin and the mustache aren't up to par. But I don't let it.
I'm not gonna lie, Dan. That is very disappointing.
It's that indigenous blood, man. It prohibits me from growing a true beard.
That is very. I mean, even. I'm not gonna lie, Dan. That is very disappointing.
Me estoy avergonzado.
Well, your volume went low, John.
Oh, did it? Sorry
like
about that.
A bit of an echo or something. But
is it back? Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Well, your volume went low, John.
I think I'm hearing Dan's. If you're on speakerphone.
No, man, it's not me. I don't think.
How bizarre.
There's like a delay, right? Like for like almost like a 20-second or so delay or something.
Yeah.
Or you could hear the. At least I don't think it's me. But anyways.
Cheekies, do we have anyone on our YouTube page right now?
We got Super Mario Productions. Said hello.
Hey, Super
All
Mario.
right.
So with Super Mario, was he trashing Pulido like Dan was earlier?
Mario Productions.
So are you saying that you're because of one goal in a friendly that
The curse has been lifted.
and that everything is hunky dory? It was a nice goal, but he still has a lot more to do to prove he deserves to be there, I think.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question.
I mean, he's clearly there because there's a shortage. Obviously, the Mexico's best isn't there, so I mean, he's getting a shot to. So good for him though, because I do think the talent is there, but he just hasn't shown it. So until he actually starts producing, so good for him. He got one in right now, and hopefully there'll be more. But yeah, I can't get excited over a friendly. But like when I do go back to that photo that Cheeky's posted on Twitter, then I kind of like. I do tend to sway a little bit toward. All right, let's just let him in because I mean he's too pretty to keep him out.
Well, then it sounds to me, Dan, that because of your, frankly, your crushing negative words about Pulido, that if Pulido ends up leading goal scorer at the end of the season, that you need to coif your hair in the Pulido style haircut. I think it's the only way.
I think I no longer have the hairline to even try to pull it off if I even.
Yeah.
Where I guess that's the.
Well, then it's going to have to be your wife. She's going to have the Pulido haircut. It's the only way.
No, are you kidding? That's one of her best features. That's like her favorite feature. I mean, her hair is glorious. At least one of us has hair.
Well, your kiddos have hair too, right? For now.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, that's what I was telling the wife. You know, the kids inherited some great head of hair, and I used to have a great head of hair. You know, it's thick, lush. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, but you know, age catches up to us all. You know, just turned 38, and I figured as long as I kept my hair, a full head of hair, by 30, I was good. So I got married. So now I guess it doesn't matter.
You're an old man. You are officially an old man.
I'm not sure if I'm a week or two older than Rafa.
And you guys, you know, practically have had the same career.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rafa might have you in some areas, but I think you totally got him beat in some others.
I'm pretty sure I could take a lot more sun than him. We're pretty close.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. No. I got that skin that just made for bronzing.
I'm not gonna lie. That's actually one of my best features is the fact that, you know, usually by the end of the summer I'm very dark. And it's not that I want to, you know, it's not that like I purposely do it. I just, you know, it's just I like being out in the sun in the summer. So
that's surprising, John. That you strike me as a white Mexican that wouldn't exactly. So your skin's okay with the sun, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Has
another
no
white Mexican who I kind of, but maybe it's that Texas weather that allows you to deal with it.
Well, you have to understand that if I worship anything, I worship the sun because it really is the giver of life, and you know it's the only reason we're here. So, I pay my respects. I also have.
Go ahead.
So I also have when we moved out here, Lake Travis was very low. It was like 60 feet below its pool level. We'd been in a terrible drought, so I got a Tlaloc statue that we have on our sun deck, and we also have the goddess of rivers and waters. I can't remember what her name is. It's something, you know, Aztec. And you know, ever since we've had them, and we've been out here, the lake has been full. So you know, we pay our respects to Tlaloc and old what's her name.
That's great. That's actually quite interesting, John. I didn't realize that you were so superstitious.
I think it's your audio still got that echo going a little bit.
Is it my audio or is it Dan's audio?
All right, in case it's me, then I'll just I'll reconnect.
Going a little bit.
All right. Goddess of rivers and streams. Chiquis, it looks like Mexico is, well, I guess as expected, has been pretty dominant with possession and creating a lot of chances. But as we know, it's not the creating they have the problem with; it's the finishing they have a problem with. And it looks like that's what we're seeing here again tonight.
Well, I've been impressed with Orbelin. He had one run that was pretty good. Chucky messed it up in the end, but I'm liking how he's playing.
Yeah, give me some give me some feedback, guys. What's going on in the game? Twitter's actually pretty quiet.
Well, what appears to be happening, at least in the first, it's been 35 minutes or so, is that you know, again, Mexico's had the run-up possession. They're going up and down the flanks. They are creating chances, but you know, the chances are, you know, a guy's a step too slow, or you know, a defender makes a good stop, or they just, you know, miss it all together. I mean, it's not like they're like missing sitters. They are creating chances, and as Chiqui said, Orbelin is playing well. I don't necessarily think Lozano's having the best, and Giovanni has been, you know, showing the effects of the fact that he hasn't played since October. And
do they have any other friendlies before the qualifiers?
Well, not before the March qualifiers. They decided, for reasons that are unfortunate and obvious, to play two two friendlies in the U.S. And they decided to play them in New York and Los Angeles. So in addition to the two crucial home games they have with Honduras and the U.S., which will be the hardest home games they have in the Hex, must-win games. They're gonna do a couple of cross-country trips. Hardest home games they have, must-win games. They're gonna.
I'm gonna say it's you, John. You or Beto.
Is somebody have YouTube on and it's not, the YouTube page is not muted?
All right, that might have been me.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Hey, that's what it was. Roger that.
Come on, Beto.
Come on, you're our technical director. making us all look bad.
The slight over.
What is this, amateur hour, dude?
I mean,
that's it. I cannot work under these conditions.
I mean, come on, man.
I'm going home. Joel can take the bus back.
Oh, I haven't checked Twitter. I gotta see if the boys have checked in.
They've been chatting up a storm a little bit on the private. They have a picture with Wiso and Jared, and
is Joel being camera shy? He's taking pictures of the competition.
Yeah, can you believe that? But it wouldn't take a picture of themselves.
Come on, man.
I think he's being. I think he's Wiesel's cameraman.
I think he's harnessing his inner Ronnie, is what he's doing.
he's shy.
Extreme privacy.
Yeah, he's shy in real life.
Ooh, that was almost a handball. Wow.
Mr. Pink says, Hugo Gonzalez for the second half. Then asks the question. I don't really care about substitutions for keepers. They could put him in if it's fine, but
not your.
Not
the crucial change you're looking for in the makeup of the team.
Yeah,
but he's really a fringe player. I mean, speaking honestly, he's definitely more eyes on the future. I don't know if they.
He might be the third keeper in the Gold Cup. I think that's the fate that awaits him this year, which is fine.
They're probably he's probably giving him his call ups to let him know that he's on the radar. And what is the term? Bleeding him in slowly. So
he needs to have a couple of he didn't have that much experience, so he needs to get.
Now, what do you guys think about the America defender who's
Edson? He they already compared him to Beckenbauer, so there you go. Although I think Rafa's probably, at least as far as Mexican players go, I think that he's easily been the closest thing to Beckenbauer.
El Kaiser, man.
Have you guys ever seen the pictures of El Kaiser playing that terrific? And again, for those that are listening at home and the folks that are on this podcast, if you have never watched the Germany-Italy 4-3 game from 1970, watch that game, and you will thank me later, because it is 120 minutes of just fantastic soccer. And in that game, the Beckenbauer separates his shoulder, so he plays instead of being substituted, he plays the rest of the game with his arm bandaged to his chest. So he basically is playing with one arm, and that's how he plays the rest of the game. So. I mean, and there's if you Google pictures of him, you can see the Kaiser all done up like that. And that happened at the Azteca. In fact, there's actually a plaque at the Azteca that says, Pelé and Brazil won the World Cup here, and then right next to it says, but Italy, Germany played this 4-3 game that was in the semifinals. It was fantastic. So it's a lot of people have recognized it, experts they might call them, as probably the greatest, at least World Cup game that's ever been played. So, if you haven't watched it, it has some pretty dramatic moments. I highly recommend it.
Well, Mexico's playing with a 3-man back line with Rafa in the middle. I would call that 2.5-man, old man Rafa. But this Iceland team is not really a speedster team, so you're sort of okay doing that. But
Iceland, I mean, from what I read, it's like their U20 team. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that really what came?
I don't know exactly, but they don't seem like as much speed and is attacking like that. They're more of a slower team.
I think Rafa's liabilities, though, are it's just it's one of those things you have to accept when you decide to start him. He's got his limitations at this point, so.
Yeah, but some of that limitation, it used to make me nervous so much when Josie would be playing against him or anyone with speed. It was just like, oh, he's going to get beat.
Well, Rafa had to deal with that his entire career. So it's not like, it was just against, players on the national team. So what Rafa did so well is that he learned angles. So he knew what angle was best, if the guy's, he might be faster than me, but if I take a certain angle, I'm going to catch, I'm going to catch him. And, he was terrific at that.
Yeah, that's like defending your first option. Like if you're in basketball, not letting the guy post up or get the ball. But if that fails, and it often does at his age right now, then it's up to just one-on-one you versus him in speed, and that's where, like in this age, in this etap of his career, it's sort of happens a lot more. Where I'm like, oh, Rafa's gonna get beaten, he gets beaten, and someone else has to rescue him.
I think it's one of those things that you just have to accept where I think the overall function of the team is probably going to be better if he's on the field, but you just have to know that he's going to get smoked once or twice, maybe even 3 times in the game, and you just hope that it doesn't result in a goal.
And against other teams, I would see him playing like defensive mid with a 4-man back line or something like that. And he, that sort of provides some space for him or some support for him, and then he's still able to distribute and do his offensive brilliance. But
well, I mean, that's pretty much what he's playing here. I mean, it might be a 3-man line.
Oh yeah, it's a 3-man line.
But he has the 2 wing backs, so it can be a 5, it can be a 4, and then he comes up a lot. In fact, he's up right now. He's standing in the box, wide open, waiting for someone to pass it to him.
They did a switch. He came up for a pass, and then someone else went back in his spot, so they stayed that way, I believe.
But Rafa, Yepes for Colombia played deep into his 30s, and played well. I mean, he played at a very high level for a very long time, and I can't remember if he played in the World Cup or not. I think he did. At the very least, I know he was on the team. So if the way I see it about Rafa is that if no one is good enough to replace him, and if Rafa at 70% of the capacity that we've seen is still better than every guy out there, what are you going to do? You got to play Rafa. Who cares how old he is? Como dijo,
you're not a fan, are you, Beto? You're one of the ones who probably thinks he should probably step down.
No, I think you got to squeeze as much as you can out of him. I wouldn't mind seeing him at the World Cup.
He's going, man. He's
as long as
going.
he has that protection. Like if this lineup, this 3-man back line would not happen in the World Cup against a good team.
Well, that's the other guy that played 5 World Cups was Lothar. And he ended up being, of course, he did that career progression that Vasco did too, where you start off as an attacking mid and then work your way back. But he ended up playing in that same kind of soft position that you're talking about, Dan, where kind of a stopper, where I guess a libero, where you're just in front of the defenders. You're not the last man, but you could be if needed to be. But you have the 2 guys flanking you, and you can. I mean, you're basically roaming the top 2/3 of the field, and not really venturing into the attacking third as much.
Yeah.
Just a pure ball collector, and he's terrific at that.
I personally think he should stay as long as he's willing to play.
Well, it is.
I think the results speak for themselves when he's on the field and when he's not.
It is halftime. Hopefully, because it's halftime, we will hear from our gentlemen colleagues that are in the stadium as we speak. They're in the press box. Interesting how they did not alert us to what meal was served. And I got to tell you guys, I know that everyone thinks that the meal is this and that, but the food is it is worse than hotel food in the press box. It's nothing, unless they're bringing it in from the outside. It's usually like a catering that does, universities and colleges. It's usually that same kind of company of the kitchen in the stadium, the whole bit. And if this is at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, I guarantee you it was the university kitchen that prepared their meal. So they got college food for their meal tonight.
ULNV.
It's not envy. No, believe me, it's not envious. It's I
said ULNV instead of UNLV.
UNL, yeah, exactly. That was the Mi Selección sent that out. I don't know. It was some in their schedule.
Yeah. Oof. Mr. Pink says halftime thoughts.
Halftime thoughts, Dan. He who's not watching the game.
Well, he who's not watching the game is hoping. Who do we got on the bench?
I don't know. They got a whole bunch of guys on the bench. They got the other forward from Chivas, Saldívar.
He probably won't see minutes.
I'm not sure who else they have on them. See if our guys from halftime would call in.
Rafa's probably going to take a.
Yeah, Giovanni's probably done.
I figured save Rafa's legs. Don't play him the whole 90.
Yeah, I mean Giovanni will not be playing much. And frankly, Chucky really didn't do all that much either. But I think Orbelin out of everyone probably had the best, which is good. The best first half. I mean that's the guy that you really. I mean, midfielders are the guys you really want to see do well in friendlies. I think.
He looks really anxious and really like he wants to prove himself.
Who's that, Orbelin?
Orbelin looks really determined in this game.
Yeah, but he's making good decisions. I mean, it's not like he's pressing. I mean, he's.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's for his bet. I mean, for his bet, he's doing good, playing well, and it seems like he really wants it, and it's showing on the field.
You gotta want it. You gotta go take it.
You gotta show that grit.
Yep. That colmillo, that garra that they always talk about. But and of course Pulido got the goal. Now I think they could have, he had a chance to score another. He a little overshot it on the when the goalkeeper was out, and he could have done a little lob into the net. And
so what did he try to do? He tried to do a Vela chip.
He tried to chip it, but and he just hit it too hard. I mean, if he would have hit it a little softer, then it would have come down and into the net. But he skied it is what ended up happening.
For me, since in playing soccer, when he did that, when he chipped that too hard, it's like when you don't have a good handle on the bounce of the ball. Like some balls are heavier than others. It seems like what happened to me is he just thought it was a little bit heavier and he hit it too hard because it was a wide open net.
Yeah, he definitely hit it too hard. There's no questions. But that's a tough shot. If you don't practice that shot, it's a tough shot to master because I mean you really do have to have a. It's like when you're playing golf, you have to have that delicate chip shot by the green. You just have to. It's hard to swing it. At 30% when you're constantly swinging at 100%.
Beto, is he too swole to ease up and finesse it in?
Yeah, he doesn't skip leg day, man.
He definitely. He definitely.
He's on the beach with shorts hiked up there, all the way up to his thighs.
But in all honesty, though, if you had quads like that, you'd show them off.
Rafael de Leon has commented on our chat. He says, pleasantly surprised by this Molero. Some interesting looking dudes out there for the Gold Cup at least. And, I think that this is, opportunity for guys to prove that they belong on the Confed Cup team. So in addition to, I guess, filling out the Gold Cup. But I mean, to me, Orbelin has to go to the Confed Cup.
Oh yeah.
He's probably going to be one of the ones that goes to both, actually. As a reserve for the Confed Cup and then the starter for the Gold Cup. He has the makings to be a superstar.
I know you're big on him.
Well, I mean, he's only 21, right? I mean, he's or 21 or 22. I mean, he's young. So, and he's been playing well for a while.
No, I like him. He's got some good pace. Seems pretty aggressive.
I think this whole team has good pace. Like Chucky and Dam on the sides, they're built for speed. And when Oberlin brings it up from the back, it's just a counterattack nightmare for teams if they can get this stuff going.
So that's why I wish that I think Tuca was the one. I think it was in that Argentina friendly that he played. He didn't necessarily play the counter, but he played the long ball. To take advantage of the speed on that, and it worked. And it's like, why hasn't anyone else seen that? Why do they insist on bringing it up slowly when you got these these speed demons? The fastest team I've been watching for a long time, and this is, at least the past few editions have been the fastest team, and this group is even faster than what they've had in the past. So it's good to see.
Miss Pink says he's 20.
He's only 20. Well, there you go. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I knew he was young. I knew he was very young. No, he totally. He has a great soccer IQ, and hopefully he will nurture it, and it'll manifest itself in a good way for him. So, but as far as options off the bench, I mean, we're going to see everybody. I mean, I think we're going to see 6 or 7 changes, which makes the second halves of these games a little tough to take.
I'm gonna see gifs of cats falling asleep on Twitter.
Really, that's funny. Let's see. Well, we know that that Chuy Corona is unavailable. He hurt himself evidently, so we're not going to see him. We'll probably see the kid from America, Edson Alvarez.
What do you guys think about Orozco?
Jonathan, I've always. I mean, he's decent.
He's impressed me. I never really paid attention to him. He's a lot better with the ball on his feet than I ever knew.
Yeah, I think that as far as the whole Marchesín thing, I think you guys came out all right.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, he was great for us, but I don't think the teams felt if it wasn't downgraded, I don't think the teams really noticed it at all.
Yeah, so the options on the bench, Dan, are not the only guy that sounds interesting is Eddie Gutierrez. There's Luis Montes and Elias Hernandez, who frankly I think deserves a chance. I think that he's been maybe he'll replace Giovanni Elias, and then that Edson kid, Edson Alvarez, who is also only 19. And Dedos Lopez might come in and play for Jurgen or for the other guy. So I'm sure when Dedos comes in, we'll hear from Juan, who is he's like a Dedos Lopez fanatic. So I'm sure we'll hear from him. I'm not quite sure why Chivas gave him away, but I guess they had to throw somebody in. So I think what it boils down to, Dan, is that the second half is going to be really a pretty strong Molero.
That's always fun for the fans.
Yeah,
but at this point, I'm pretty sure they're happy that we're up. So,
meanwhile, in Liga MX, we have Tijuana that is doing very, very well again, and Jaguares. I mean, really, they're just shocking. Of the points they've gotten, where they got them and who they got them against has just been. The 2 finalists, and then probably the toughest stadium to play to get points is Toluca. And they have 9 points for those games, and they've really, really...
I think it's quite commendable what they and Veracruz have done so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be shocked if they don't make the Liga.
And Morelia, it's not that Morelia is playing badly. It's just that they can't, they
had
can't
two
keep
rough
up.
results. They had 2 rough results. They played America, and then they tied Santos. You know, I'd still say they're still in pretty decent shape, even though it looks pretty bad right now for them. Keeping in mind those two results, I think that's what may have made things a little bit difficult. But Ronnie joined.
Yeah, but the Jaguares has had, their tough games are behind them now. I mean, I'm not saying that they're gonna, just roll everybody, but they've been able to to do what they did. I mean, it really puts them in a good position. Then you also have to keep in mind, I know that Dan, you've been watching, is that Puebla is dropping like a stone, and so is Necaxa, because remember Necaxa, when they lose,
Necaxa is doing terrible. Their points look like they're safe, but I've been running my numbers, and if they have a catastrophic season, they're going down.
There's no question, because for every loss, their coefficient is being divided by a much larger number. So the number of decimal points they go down on each loss, like you said, is devastating. Now, granted, every time they win, obviously the opposite happens, and they go up by the same amount.
But obviously, the concern is that the wins aren't coming right now.
Right. You're right. It sounds like Mr. Edson Puch is not.
Well, he just came back from injury, I think, but still, his presence hasn't changed the results. Because if they have one of those seasons that you were talking about, like a 10-point season, they're strong candidates to going down.
Yeah, and Mr. Pink is right that Morelia are now the they're the forgotten. They're the forgotten 13-year-old with now that TV Azteca has Atlas with their brand new baby, giving it all its attention. Think, oh, you're fine. You can survive on your own. And I really thought that because of the fact that if they could just get through this year, that they would be out of relegation, which would make them a much more attractive purchase, perhaps for someone that wants to come in and invest, because they would be on a much more stable footing as far as relegation. That's going to be the problem that Jaguares has. Even if they're able to salvage this season, they're going to be in relegation hell next year, and so is Veracruz. So they still have a couple of years that they have to deal with this. So that's why I thought that Morelia would really make the effort, but looks like they might have some extra help, because like you said, Puebla is on its way down. They got a tough one against America, who they're at home and they need the points. So we'll see how that goes with. Who
do you think is going to go down? Do you think it's Puebla? I think it's Puebla.
I still think it's going to be Veracruz. I still think it's going to be Ronnie. Ronnie De Luna joins us from Philadelphia. How are you, Ronnie?
Good guys. Trying to get past the flu. Thank you for that. Thank you for that song.
I did not do that, Ronnie. That was Chiquis that did that.
So
when I introduce you, Ronnie, just so you know, you get a much better song than that.
Since he did join, I am curious. Is it safe to turn on the alarm now? Is it a real crisis that America is going through, or are you still cool as a cucumber?
I know there's start from in the Pelais era, but they still have you're in week 10, 12, and they're like that starts but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're probably gonna qualify I think they're going to qualify into the playoffs, and
which is all they want to do. Which is all they want to do. Just make it to the playoffs. That's all they want to do. But I do think, Ronnie. I think that they've gone from DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 4. They're not at that full.
I think they should fire him now and salvage the season.
They're shooting for 8th spot.
That is true, because you're right, Ron. Because when Dan, because when La Volpe goes down, he goes down hard. And it is usually like a spectacular car crash.
Well, I was under the impression that he was supposed to be just a stopgap when like mid-season last season. So I was under the impression that they were going to be, they brought him on. They were going to bring someone else moving forward. This dude's not innovating anything at this point. I think a sign of a good coach is his ability to.
He's got bad
squeeze.
players to work with,
What's that?
He's got some bad players to work with. They screwed him bad with the Moises Munoz transfer and bringing in a goalkeeper. They need field players.
Maybe he was the one that wanted to get rid of Moises. Maybe it was La Volpe's decision.
So you're saying that the squad that they currently have isn't good enough to be in the top 8?
Look who they got rid of. Osvaldo Martinez. The two best players, Osvaldo Martinez and Ruben Sambuesa. And who they
I don't know if it was. I wouldn't say Osvaldo was one of their best players.
Well, he was one of their playmaker. He was one of like their.
He was solid in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean
he was a fantastic penalty kick taker. That is always very important. I mean, you knew he was going to make it. I don't think I ever saw him miss. I mean, that dude was money from the penalty, and he didn't mess around either. He made sure he was going to score.
And look, and you know what? Keep in mind that he said it himself. He gave credit to Ambariz and stuff like that. But little by little, he's going to have putting in his people and obviously what I think he was at Beto. What happened with Munoz, you could tell that even Peláez and John whatever the other guy, John De Luisa or whatever, you could tell they weren't on the same page with how that went down.
Is John De Luisa the guy who ran the U17 World Cup? Was he the organizing guy of that?
He's been part committees and stuff like that, those delegations. I'm not sure if he's the one that actually in fact, to my knowledge, he wasn't the one. I forget the name. It escapes me. But you could tell that Peláez were not. One is the operations, and the other one is the sporting president. So I honestly think there's no point in getting rid of La Volpe now. I mean, I'm glad that he's given that dude Edson a chance.
Well, I believe Edson just came into I think he's the second half has started, and I think Edson has just come into the game, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yes, I mean, he's obviously he's giving one of the younger guys a chance, and that's always good. I honestly just let him build his team. I mean, who are they going to bring in? I mean, who's going to do things right now better than him?
Well, El Cabezón Luna to finish the season. I mean, let's be honest. You know that they won't bring anybody other than him just to finish. Especially if they're having a bad season, they'll just let him. They'll let him finish it out.
I don't think the Peláez is the issue. I do think though that La Volpe is a loser.
Well, I think what it boils down to is I think Peláez is a Moneyball guy. Where I think that he's putting players in that do a job effectively. He doesn't necessarily care about the name, but he cares about the function. And I think that some Americanistas have a problem with that.
That's a great analogy because I think thinking about it, I mean he was squeezing the last bit of juice from El Maza Rodriguez from guys that are towards the end of their careers, and he was able to get them pretty productive for 2-3 seasons. And I think you're right about that. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, you get who in the is going to come in. I would only be interested in bringing Piojo back. That's it.
You know who they would have to bring out of retirement is Sir Alex. Come on, Sir Alex. Just have one or two at the Azteca. He's probably too old, but that would be. I'd like America to get like just this crazy, world-renowned, coach in their prime. It'd be fantastic.
Talavera was looking iffy on that play.
Yeah, a ball just kind of slid across, and Three Mexicans looked at each other, and then the Iceland guy was looking at the Mexicans. So everyone forgot to look at the ball, and it skirted right through the area, but like very close to the goal.
So I guess they took out Giovanni, so that dude is like, proven that his belly was getting in the way.
Yeah, Giovanni definitely is on the Tommy Burger part of his annual diet. There's no question he had a little paunch, kind of like a Lady Gaga paunch that she had at the Super Bowl, little extra flab hanging out, little muffin top.
Yeah, there were.
I don't want to.
It's called fupa. It's called fupa.
I don't want to divulge too much personal information from any of our brethren, but let's just pray for our brother Joel, who may not be feeling well.
Oh, really?
He didn't have to leave. He didn't have to leave the game, did he?
No. He's around.
Well, he sort of did. I guess he ate too much. He ate too much of that catered food.
Gotta do a thumper dumper.
Well, hopefully I was kind of disappointed that they didn't call, because I was all set for them to.
Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
So I was
Have
ready.
They checked in? Have they checked in? Have our boys checked
They
in?
haven't checked in, so I was gonna. But you did miss it last week. Ron. Thanks to your suggestion when we introduced Dan, we.
Hey, here he is. Oh, you broke the cherry.
So we gave Dan the proper introduction for going to his first press box game. So, and then Dan, for you, just because we talked about it last week, the next time I don't think I should play Chiva contra Chio. We should do that. Just classic stuff.
I'm hoping that. Well, maybe that could be like my intro song.
I think it should, and then when you get really, really, really into it, we could get that. What a great scene. You know what we're talking about, right, Rodney?
That guy's crazy.
Probably because of that movie. When I stopped, I just lost all TV critics because that movie just bombed, and I thought that was one of his best stuff.
I think it's Ben Stiller's masterpiece.
It's fabulous. They're Asians. I think they were speaking Asian. They were from an Asian gang. All that.
And then the part that I love the most about Cable Guy was the running thread of the Menendez brothers style murder trial. I remember they were going to they announced if they were guilty or not guilty right when the Cable Guy went through the parabolic microphone.
Yeah.
Man, that movie I've always liked. I think it's pretty good. But you remember that scene in the original Star Trek, right, where Spock and Kirk are having to battle for the to the death.
Vaguely, but for that. But I do remember, obviously, when Cable Guy came out, I remember, the reference to it.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm sorry, it wasn't Edson. What's his face? It was Dedos Lopez that came in. He's the one who came in for Gio. So my apologies to anybody out there that I gave the wrong information to.
I think Reyes came in for Gio, and Dedos came in for
Dom.
No, for someone.
Dom made a play a little while ago, which is exactly why he needs to be that fifth carrilero guy. He is so freaking fast, and he was able to maintain that level of speed for so long that he just ran right by three defenders and put a pretty decent cross in that hit a guy just caught him a little behind. But I mean that's a good weapon to have if you need it. If you just need to constantly bombard the middle.
Kraft is off. with Hugo Ayala, Pern's favorite player, coming on.
Evidently, well, I forgot what I was going to say. I apologize about that. Oh, I'm sorry. And in the 4th minute tonight, the Pancho Villa's army was going to give Rafa some sort of homenaje in the 4th minute.
It was at 4. Yeah, minute 4.
Do we know what it was?
I'm not sure.
So Dan, do you feel confident now that your Santos are out of the wilderness?
I'm actually hoping. I don't know, man. I'm starting to dream. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Do you think? The team can get it going from the Liguilla too. I mean, Santos is Torreon's a tough place to play in June.
I think they're shoo-ins for Liguilla, and I'm starting to think that if things line up, the Lady Luck's on our side. I think that maybe we got maybe a title run.
If I'm not mistaken, Santos used to play like Sundays at 4, which in Torreon is criminal. I mean, that's like just ridiculously hot. That wasn't Santos the first stadium that had the pause that refreshes. Weren't they the first ones to do at the minute 25 or whatever it was, the drink break? Did that start at Santos?
I'm not sure. I do always kind of rolled my eyes at it when I saw it.
Dude, it's like 115 degrees.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Veracruz.
Where was it?
I think it was Veracruz.
Was it Veracruz? Oh, another place where it's 95. Veracruz is like if you got New Orleans and Houston and jammed them together. It said, "Here's your weather, Veracruz." Have you been to Veracruz, Ronnie?
Oh yeah.
Because I know you've been to Tampico.
Yeah, I've been to Veracruz.
So is Tampico like the Texas coast where it's just kind of flat and ugly and not really much to it?
No, Tampico's actually really it's actually really, really nice. It's like it's like it's a small big city, thing there. Everything that you need. You really don't need to go anywhere. It's a lot of old industries from like the turn of the 19th century. They adopted a lot of British art, like in the town square, even French architecture. So I've always loved Tampico.
It's sort of northern. It's sort of merging into northern Veracruz, so it gets a little bit green. Not as green as Veracruz, but it's pretty green as well. There's a lot of lakes and waters, and of course the beaches nearby.
I mean, the first Coco Tampico, the first airport, was in Tampico. The first.
Tampico has a lot of money because they have it's a port, so they have a lot of like Veracruz is the same way, right? And Veracruz pretty thick with the cash.
Obviously, one of the biggest ports at one time. But
well, it was you have to remember it was the port. I mean, Veracruz is like 400 or 500 years old, so it's not like it's a It was the port for the Spaniards.
Yeah, but
well, Tampico actually has their team is in the 2nd division, and they've loaded up on the aging Argentines. They have Voso and Ludueña and a couple of other guys they're making their move.
Do you remember do you remember these back in the 80s? They had the sweetest jerseys. They had some.
With the crab.
It kind of resembled Pumas, where it would have that sort of like art type of feel to it. Like
it was like a monocolor design of a crab that had like different little pieces to it, and it was like If you guys ever seen the Cayman Islands turtle, it's kind of like that, just a little, but it was all one color, and it was a big crab, and it was on the like right on the belly, like the Puma shirt used to be, except theirs was the crab, and it was like blue, right? Wasn't it like light blue and dark blue? Weren't there their colors?
Yeah, there was a in jersey, but it was like it was tan and blue, but it was like that light.
They did have, in all honesty, the coolest nickname in Liga MX history. They were like La Jaiba Brava. That is badass.
Yeah, La Jaiba Brava.
That is a whole lot better than Las Chivas Rayadas. Yeah, exactly.
I got a few questions.
Oh, we got more questions. What you got?
Quick one from Richard Flores. He says he wants to ask John, did the Falcons blow it or Brady too good?
That's a good question. I was watching it with my mother-in-law, who is a football fanatic, and we both agreed that the Falcons lost the game when
complacency.
Well, when they were down 28-12, or they were up 28-12, and there was like 7 or something minutes left, and they had a really good first run, and then they went up the line and snapped it again. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys need to take the 40 seconds. Even if you don't do anything, you take your the 2 minutes of time off the clock, even with the 3 and out, and then you give them less time. They instead waste not even a minute. And then they had the fumble, which on a third down play, just for 1 yard, was ridiculous. And we both looked at each other and we said, no one was winning this game, because that would have put them at one score, and you knew that the Falcons were gonna get 10. But then Brady was able to do it. So I think it's kind of a combination of both. He was phenomenal. Yeah. He was absolutely phenomenal. And he, we say we make people so better. I mean, the dude, he's Dan. I think Brady is your age. And he was out there taking some serious hits, and he came back in that fourth quarter and he delivered. I mean, you can't. It was great.
And then the final one, it's a sort of interesting one. Do you think Gio will go to Confederation Cup or Gold Cup?
Oh, he's got to go to the Confederations Cup. I mean, you want Giovanni to go to the Confederations Cup, because that means that he's playing well. And when Giovanni's playing well, he's a difference maker. So you want him to go. If he's going to the Gold Cup, that means he's having a terrible season.
I think the Gold Cup is a bit of a waste of his time.
Absolutely. The Gold Cup was great for Giovanni when he was 18. That's who Mexico should send to this tournament.
Especially this edition. I mean, we're all calling it the Moledo Gold Cup. So I mean, that's.
You see, and I have no problem with Mexico saying, what, it's going to be a U23 team, and just send the U23 team. Try some dudes out. I got no problem with that. They don't have to win it.
Well, Giovanni's on this squad, and he gets pulled at halftime. What if he rides the pine the whole Confederations?
Again, who would you rather have on the bench, Giovanni or Jesus Dueñas?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, so yeah.
And we can't lose sight of the fact that, like you mentioned earlier, it's his first game in a while. So it's not going to be good. It's not going to be pretty.
And I know that he didn't have a necessarily good game, but we do have to mention that the goal that Pulido scored was from a cross that came from Giovanni, and it was absolutely perfect. I mean, Pulido just had to turn his head, and the ball was right there, and he was able to knock it in. So for all his rust, he was still able to put a very precise ball into the 18 for Pulido to knock in. So we can't be 100% nasty toward Giovanni for his performance tonight. We have to remember that he did do that, and that is worth him being there for the 45. Because as Ronnie always says, it's like boxing. They could just look terrible for 9 rounds, and then just one swing and you're done. Didn't Julio Cesar win a fight like that?
With the Street P.
Wait, which one?
Where he was gonna lose on points.
Magic Taylor.
And he knocked somebody out in the last round.
No, Magic Taylor, that's right.
Magic Taylor.
But here's the thing, John. He forget the points. He did damage, like seriously damage to Magic Taylor, seeing blood.
Right.
And the thing about it is, a lot of people give it to Chavez because he was the fan favorite. But years later, when they did the referee he was, they interviewed him. They said, dude, the amount of punishment that Meldrick Taylor took was just like, it's like something that he had never seen before.
All right, so
Chavez was just,
I don't mean to interrupt, but Chucky Lozano is down, and I don't know if it's serious or not. He's acting like it's serious.
My feed is delayed. What minute do you have?
I'm just backing it up. It's on the. Let's take a look here.
64th minute.
Shit. I'm 61-54 right now.
Oh, he's. I think he's going to be all right.
I think he's going to be all right. It was just probably a rough fall where it just hurt.
Yeah, it looks like he fell awkwardly, but there's nothing got twisted or torn, which is the important thing. He had a little boo-boo.
And then he busted into this.
I came in.
Man, there's Icelandic blood. But Ronnie, the fact that Tampico is in second division, I think they're the kind of place that has an owner that has the money to say, you know what, you won promotion, but guess what? You're coming here and we're playing in Tampico. I mean, they could buy their way into the first division very easily. And if I'm not mistaken, Ronnie, it looks like they have a new stadium too.
The one that they used to play in was at the border of, if I'm not mistaken, it actually was, it sat on both municipalities.
Weren't you an exchange student in Tampico?
Well, when I was an exchange student, I actually lived there. So
or were you a fugitive?
School.
Were you a fugitive?
No.
Okay.
When I was younger, I actually went there. I was, I don't know, but then I came back years later in college, and I went there as an exchange.
Did you actually eat jaiba when you were in Tampico?
Seafood.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're.
No, I used to eat the trolelote a lot, dude. Like right outside of campus.
Yeah, that's stuff.
I think you guys call it. I think esquites, where basically it's the. It's like the butter and the cheese.
Yeah, trolelotes are good, man.
Called it
the place that I get tacos at in Dallas, Fuel City, which I mean I've been looking for a long time, and they are easily the best tacos al pastor in the U.S. and there's no seconds. This place is just incredible. They have one of those what do you call them, chiquis? The corn stands.
Trolelote. We know them as trolelotes, but in certain parts of the country they don't know what it is. So I think people just call it esquites.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've got one there, and the line is just as long for that as it is for the tacos.
Now, are these tacos sliced off of the? Are they sliced, or are they like the ones from here in Austin?
Let me put it this way: it is sliced off the trompo, but they go through so much that they can't just have it on the trompo. They cook a trompo and just slice it completely, and then that one's done in a couple. I mean, any time of day, that place is just packed. I mean, they just can't keep up.
Okay.
Or that's how they keep up. So yeah, it's sliced off of it, but they just slice it all at once, and then that takes like an hour or two to sell, and then they just keep going.
Next time I go to Dallas, I'll get the details.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly where it is. It's at the corner of it's on I guess there used to be industrial. It's on Riverfront, and it's a Fuel City Tacos. Do you drive to Dallas, or do you fly?
Depends. Sometimes I'll drive or.
All right. So if you drive, just as you get to downtown, it's on the south side of town. It's a huge gas station right by I-35, just as you get into downtown.
Okay.
No, yeah, but if it's the torta de la barba. I don't know if you guys ever had that one. It is, dude.
Where's this?
Oh my gosh!
It's known in Tamaulipas and Tampico.
Oh,
it's la torta de la barba. I mean, they have a lot of la torta de la barba. That's that's common in Tampico. And a lot, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys, but I love these so much. Like I could only find them just really, where in Tampico and at the border of where Tamaulipas and Veracruz. Uh, Jesus, oh God damn it, they look like gorditas. Bocoles.
Oh, yeah.
You're killing me, Ronnie. I'm dying.
I've had those too. Another thing that's good, like it's more into Veracruz. I've had those too. Another thing that's good that's more into Veracruz is it's like a tamal, but it's just like the crumbs of it, and it's got meat in it.
Oh, okay.
I forget what it's.
Is Tampico? Can they grow bananas in Tampico?
I believe
Sure.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
the taco sudados are just. I don't know if you guys have ever had those. I don't know if they have those in Tampico, but that is. Oh man, I guess that's like a tamale of some kind.
Sakawili.
You guys are making me hungry. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Sakawili is what it's called.
Chucky just missed a good chance.
Is that who it was? Oof. Yeah. So Dedos is getting some good crosses in, according to Mr. Pink. He's actually keeping up with the game better than we are.
That was a cross by Dedos, I think, wasn't it?
It was a good cross by Dedos, and Chucky should have scored if that was Chucky that had the header. It should have gone in. Well, yeah. So
how are our two correspondents doing, by the way?
One of them had some.
Are they not allowed to tweet or?
They can tweet, but they can't be on, they can't be on with us. But they can tweet. They just can't be on with us. And I respect that. I mean, people pay a lot of money to
for these rights.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was doing the radio with my announcer, and he starts periscoping in the middle of the game. It's like, dude, you can't do that. So I said, you absolutely can't do that. So you can do it at halftime, but you can't do it during the game. And I mean, like he did it in front of some of the like a university official from a school. He's like, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? It's just not something you can do. But I have the last report I got was that that Joel was temporarily indisposed. I believe was probably the best way that we can say that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I think he may be okay though. Maybe
yeah.
If we're around for post game, maybe he might be able to.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, hopefully they'll be able to say something because the
he may be weak in the knees though.
That is true because he is going to see Alan Pulido.
They take his bag from him.
Yeah.
There's Skittles in there.
He's gonna post that little emoticon with the hearts for eyes. Like
you still want to show me your cucumber?
Yeah. So we'll see how it turns out for Joel. This is actually the first time in the three games that they've played friendlies that Mexico's actually scored a goal against Iceland, which frankly is pathetic. But
I'm actually kind of disappointed for Beto because now that Pulido scored, I'm sure he's probably going to be in the mix zone, and Beto might have missed out on a great chance to talking to him.
Oh yeah, that would have been a dream right there.
Well, but that's the thing about
felt his arm.
Yeah, you could have taken a selfie with him there, Chiquis, and say, and then actually, Chiquis. Now that I think about it, I think that you're probably the only one that can pull off the Pulido do.
I should try it. I got my hair sort of long right now. I think I might. I'll try it and I'll send a pic. No, but like I wouldn't have no hover hand, if you know what I mean. And right, Dan? Take a selfie with him.
Yeah.
The hover hand will not be in effect.
No, honestly, my experiences of covering Mexico is that the guys in the mix zone, especially when they were having their little tension with the press, I mean, they would speak to maybe one or two guys and just they would be gone.
I hear the way in though is English.
Well, some of them speak. Like Rafa speaks.
They all speak English, man. On some level, I'm pretty sure they all speak it. But apparently, I forget where I heard, but they're
if I
they're
were
a lot more open to speaking to English journalists, English speaking.
Hmm. And also, it seems like not all of them get. They assign like 5 or so players to go through, and the rest just like blow by.
No. Well, they do that, but I mean, like when I did the game in the Angola game in Houston, the mix zone was very long because where the locker room was and where the buses were was a good 200 yards. So there was plenty of room to talk. And it was, some guys took the time to, make a stop about every 10 to 15 yards. And they got, about, 7 or 8 or 9 good sound bites for the and interviews for the folks. And then I've been to some, like when I went to Canada last year, the mix zone was, and I'm not kidding, it was like 50 yards wide. So it was like massively crowded, and the players would talk to one guy, they'd be gone. They just, I just spoke, and then they would walk away. And what it looked like actually, Chiquis was it looked like they were designated reporters more than designated players.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
man, Chucky is just getting hammered. He needs to.
That was a real nice piece of play, though.
Yeah, he did well there.
Zigzagging in between them and stuff, man. He's just so technical on the ball.
His knees are bloody. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well, these guys are just big oafs, man.
That's true, man. Chucky just took a face to the it was to the shoulder. Ouch.
Yeah, I'll exaggerate it a little bit.
Yeah, he got a little ringer. Well, it doesn't feel good. Oh, so Dedos is going to take this shot.
One.
Yeah.
This has Dedos written all over it.
This is the part of the U.S. Mexico games that I kind of just cringe, is where it's where they artificially produce the Cielito Lindo. I hate that.
Oh, and the I'm not listening to this. So it's
minuto
75. It's time for Cielito Lindo. They sing. Yeah, instead of just doing it on their own.
Yeah, I mean, if it pops up on its own naturally, then great. But like this, it may not be Cielito Lindo. I can't really hear it, but
I promise you, it's Cielito Lindo.
I just don't like the PAs busting out the music in the middle of the game.
You don't like the manufactured Cielito Lindo. You want it to happen organically.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the organic.
Oh, Pulido's coming off. He scored the goal. His hair still looks amazing. It didn't.
He looks like he's
by the run of play.
He looks a little hobbled.
And Elias Hernandez has come in for him. So I don't know if Mr. Pink is ahead of us or not, but he did just comment something.
Yeah, he's hopeful.
Oh, he was hopeful. Okay, all right.
Okay, ahí viene el gol.
Yeah, just checking. It didn't happen for Deditos, but that's all right. He's almost worth taking just because his free kicks are fantastic. It's like America Ron with was it Mikey? Even though he's fallen out of favor, it's like you got to play him just because he can do it. He has a great free kick taker.
Check out this dude, man. That guy looks to be either 40 plus or really bald.
The Icelandic guy?
Yeah, that Iceland guy.
Didn't they have wasn't Chelsea when Mourinho was there the first time when they actually played, exciting soccer? Didn't they have Iceland? Wasn't either Gudjonsson a Chelsea guy back when Mourinho was there? And he was good. I mean, he would come on and he was a instant offense kind of guy, and he did well for them. He scored a lot of big goals for them. And he was the guy that came in.
He was there, and he went to, I think, Barca for a bit.
He did. That's right. And he was the guy that came in, I think, was it against France, whatever their last game was. And he was like in his late 30s, and they just put him on the team, as a, kind of an honorary thing. But they ended up giving him minutes, which I thought was really cool because, I mean, he was, easily there. He was, the best player that Iceland had ever produced. So that was kind of cool that he did make the Euro. Chicas, it's funny that I say that because I don't think that Mexico should do that with, well, frankly, with any player, but I can totally see Iceland. I thought, the fact that Iceland did it was pretty cool. So does that make me a fence sitter on that position?
Yeah.
So you think that Rafa should go? But you think if Rafa goes, it's like an honorary thing, not for his play?
Well, I think he might still be able to contribute a little bit with his play.
Well, I mean, Claudio Suarez went when he was 40. Do you think that was a good move by La Volpe?
Did he play? He played too, right? Didn't he?
No, he didn't play a minute. But La Volpe said, "I don't have another último hombre." Was what he said.
I guess it just depends. Like if Rafa wants, to get some minutes as his homenake, then
I was mad at Aguirre for not taking him to Chaparria. Remember that little Moledo game he had injured his foot or something, and he just didn't recover in time. But according to Claudio, he said that he did.
Oh, Braulio Luna, yeah, that really sucked because he was like playing.
No, not Luna. Luna did play. What's his name? Claudio Suarez.
Oh, in Korea.
Yeah, Japan, Korea, yeah. Because he shouldn't have taken Claudio Suarez, dude. He shouldn't have taken. La Volpe shouldn't have taken Claudio 2006.
No, I mean he was 40 years old, but La Volpe said, and I mean at the time it's like who else do I take? He just didn't have another.
Well, who was playing a central? He could have had Davino. Davino was playing well.
Yeah, and he was.
Yes,
he started in the '98 World Cup. That was a very young team in '98. That was a very young team.
Yeah, they had El Tiburón Sánchez. They had Julio Davino.
Because Pavel Pardo. Yeah, and he was like 21. Wasn't he like 21 or 22?
Yeah, they were young, dude.
Yeah, that was a good team. That was. I still think that team was probably the.
Was it entertaining?
Absolutely, no question about it.
Well, if you're going to take
they were
dudes to the World Cup, then I think it's fine if you take Mr. Pink makes a comment that La Volpe shouldn't have taken Chiquis. That's the same thing as taking an old dude just to let him say goodbye with his.
He plays with his left. But he plays with his left.
Well, so does Jaime Lozano. I think Jaime Lozano would have been better.
Well, no man.
But Jaime Lozano wasn't married to one of La Volpe's daughters, though.
Plus, he wasn't any good, man. That dude wasn't any good.
Who's that? Who, Chiquis?
Yeah, Garcia. Man.
Chiquis was on that. Chiquis was another starter on that 98 team. Was it the midfield Chiquis?
No, he wasn't. He didn't get to the 98 World Cup. He went to 2002.
2002. I thought Chiquis was on the 98 team too. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, he was definitely in 2002.
Oh snap! That was slick. Who did that? Little spinning move there.
Maybe Lozano needs to play with his. Is that Reyes kid from or not kid? He's like 25 from Atlas, I think.
With Pecho Frio again. Joel's got to be saying Pecho Frio right about now.
He didn't hit it right. He hit it up. He's not a header. He's not a header of the ball. See, he let the ball hit his head instead of the other way around.
Yeah, man. That was bad. He brought it. I think he closed his eyes, brought his head too far down, and it went up.
Yeah, for you folks that are just listening, Chucky had another opportunity to score. I think it was the second header that he missed. A great cross from the guy from Atlas, Reyes, put it right on his head, but he kind of pulled his head in at the last second, and the ball ended up going over the bar. And so that's the second header that Chucky has missed in the second half, and the score remains 1-0.
Was that Reyes that did that spinning move on that left side?
You know what? I'm gonna rewind and check. I'm not sure. Was it number 8? Was it number 18?
I couldn't tell.
Well, we're gonna go back and look. Let's go to the videotape.
I thought it was like it looks sort of like Orbelin, but he wasn't. He wouldn't be on that side.
No, it was that Reyes guy.
It was Reyes.
It was 19. Who's 19? Oh, you know who it was? It was Elias. That's who it was.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, Elias is. I like Elias. I think that he's kind of been. He would be a great Gold Cup guy because he's a veteran, playmaker, goal scorer. He would be a perfect Gold Cup guy, Elias. And he always seems to play well when he plays the national team too. So it. Hopefully things will work out for him. So Chiquis, tell me about your crazy cat. You got your Pumas that are in third place. Tigres not so well, and then Jaguares was just, come out of nowhere.
Yeah, like when you talk about signings and big player signings, Pumas made the big player signing, America didn't, and Jaguares beating them. What was it, yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Evidence of that, man. That was classic.
I think you have to give Sergio Bueno some credit, man. He's I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. He's a very underrated coach.
He definitely is getting the best out of the team. And they also did well with the players. They got some pretty decent players that are making, at least in the early part of the season, are making a big difference on the team. They're getting goals. They're creating a lot of chances. That can be a very intimidating place to play if they get going. Meaning, just because of the fact that it's so humid and it's tropical. It's one of the few places that has that climate in Liga MX. So, well, them in Veracruz only. So they could really, because I don't think they've ever won a Liga match in their 16 years that they've been in the top flight. They've never won a series. They've been to it, but they've only just gone to the either repechaje or quarterfinals. So they've never advanced to the semis. That'd be an awesome story if they did that.
I think
it'd be a better story if they eliminated America in the Liga.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be a good story.
That would be the vengeance of Moy. I think it's still a little early though, and I say that because of the other gato, which is Tigres. They're just so stacked and they're not doing well. But eventually, I think they'll even things out. It's like last tournament they just sneaked in. And
that's what Tigres always does. They always start slow and then they work themselves into shape and they end up doing just fine. And you have to remember they didn't have a preseason because they win the championship. Then a week later they start, or 2 weeks later they start playing Liga MX, whereas everyone else was off for 6 to 8 weeks. So they got a chance to recharge and they haven't had that chance. But they'll be fine. You're right. They'll be fine. And Pumas is.
They strike me as a team that's more likely to turn it around than America is right now.
Yeah, especially with Vargas, if he turns out.
Well, the thing about America is that La Volpe can turn a mini controversy into just this huge major problem, like within 2 weeks, and. At least that's what his history has been, and if they end up blue, then they may not have a choice but to get rid of him. He might force their hand. Although Ronnie's right though that they should at least let him. If he doesn't do anything just ridiculous, let him stay for the season. Man, Chucky's been fouled like 8 times in this game. They need to start showing some cards because they're not showing any cards at all.
Yeah, it looks like the players finally got upset and
Is this if Chucky goes to the
Pushing
EPL?
and shoving. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. If Chucky goes to EPL, this is probably what's going to happen, though. You think?
Yeah, but I don't think he would go to EPL. I think he would go to. Oh, I think he would go to Spain.
I think if he did go to the EPL, though, even still, they'd be calling the fouls. It's not like everybody over there is big. They got some skillful players that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He just
foul's a
seems like
foul.
Yeah.
Are you saying that not everybody is 6'4" and 230 pounds?
Yeah.
They got some Spaniards over there, Fabregas, I think. But Chucky's a speedster, and he cuts close to players where he's prone a little bit more to these types of.
Man,
I think though on the flip side, it also has the potential of his speed and his quickness, more his quickness actually, like his change of direction, will eat up a bigger player.
Yeah. With space. Rafa has a good question. He said, "What about Pablo Barrera in Gold Cup? The return of Pablo."
I would love to see Pablo Barrera, man. He's having a really good season for Pumas. He had a good opening season, and his closing season started off pretty well too. I mean, that he can handle it. I think that'd be terrific.
I think everybody's kind of sad how he didn't exactly get to probably fulfill his potential because of injury.
Yeah, he's had two knee operations, I think. It's been very unfortunate.
Who was it? Pablo Barrera. Who was the other Puma player?
Efrain Juarez.
Yeah, Efrain Juarez. That's right.
Yeah, there are moments. And Barrera celebrates, like the way he celebrates is just awesome.
Oh, the wrestler?
Yeah, you can't see me. But even like in the Gold Cup where Gio scored that one goal, his celebration there was just, I think he did the same thing sort of, but he just has a good aura to him when he scores.
Yeah, well, he is one of those guys that can switch feet. Hit it with either foot, and he scores pretty regularly with both. At least he used to with both. And he did get a goal against Necaxa last week too. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Barrera in the Gold Cup. It'd be perfect. Another veteran. He and Elias would be good. Have a U23 and like 5 refuerzos, so to speak. I'd be okay with Barrera. I'd be one of those guys.
I think it'd just be nice to see him back on the team again. It'd be kind of cool.
I'm still amazed that he was able to sucker Eric Abidal into drawing that penalty, man. That was a pretty amazing play. It was baby soft, but it worked.
I'm liking Montes playing. He's playing good.
He deserved. Well, he's played in the Gold Cup before, but man, what a rotten deal that was. I wonder how Mexico's World Cup would have been different if Montes and who was the other guy that he wanted? Was it Negro Medina? Didn't he get hurt too? Didn't they both get hurt?
Yeah, Negro Medina got hurt.
If that's who Piojo would have ended up playing instead of Guardado and.
Oh, I meant Venado Medina.
Herrera.
And Venado, that dude was awesome.
No, I'm thinking of the one who got injured was Vasquez, wasn't it?
Yeah. The defender, the Americanista guy.
No, man, I'm tripping right now. No.
For who are you talking about? What?
In the World Cup, it was Montes that got injured, and wasn't it somebody else that got injured during the World Cup?
Well, it was Moreno that got injured during the World Cup.
Midfielder though.
I don't know. They didn't have too many. I mean, Gallito had yellow card problems.
Gallito, was that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there was a breakaway in Croatia, and he had to do what he had to do. I mean, he had no choice, and he got a yellow card for it, and dems the breaks. The problem with that was that Salcido was his backup.
Negrito got hurt.
Yeah, and then Negro Medina, and then of course Luis Montes had a broken leg after he'd scored a crazy good goal. That was the game where we thought that Rafa had broken his foot. Remember, because he got stepped on in the Arlington Stadium is like, 3/4 inch grass and then concrete. And he may have fractured his foot, but luckily he didn't. That would not have been good.
Let me send a message to these dudes to make sure they
did they remember to hop on and give us the skinny from Vegas so that we can make fun of them. Well, the game has ended. It's 1-0, and again, Pulido was the one that scored the goal. A lot of missed chances. So once again, Mexico, guys are stepping up and proving they can play in the national team by dominating possession and not scoring. So they're perfect. They're another perfect group of players for Mexico.
Yeah, Footmix Nation got the video of the tribute on minute 4. I can play it. I don't know what it is or anything. There you go.
I think we got the gist of it.
There's no second verse to that? No, that's cool, though. I'm sure he appreciates it.
I wonder how Mexico like fans in Mexico feel watching them without like that when the.
I'm actually curious about how they feel about the Pocho fan base and how the players actually feel about it.
I think they're understanding. I saw a picture that sort of opened my eyes a little bit to these moleros. Sort of goes along with what Pern thinks about it. There's a little kid had a sign that said, "Thank you, Mexico, for bringing the national team to Las Vegas." So it's just like kids and people that are all over the United States that want to see the national team in their town. And it don't matter if it's a molero or whatever. If they come to a local place, then they're going to go and watch them.
Well, I mean, they definitely have a built-in fan base. There's no question. And it's pretty obvious that they have it all over the country, not just in the border states.
What do you think the players think of Pochos, Dan? Or what were you getting at, sort of? I initially
sorry
thought...
about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, just because I'm just curious to see, because like I not that it's been anything terrible or anything, but there have been occasions where I wasn't exactly I was called gringo, basically. They didn't really see me as being remotely Mexican.
So you wouldn't be able to work as an engineer in Mexico, maybe, because.
How did they know, Dan? What gave you away?
It's wrong, man. That's wrong.
My uncle said that everything I did, like literally everything I did,
Really?
like
So you asked him, he goes, "Where do I begin? Where do I begin with all the stuff you did?"
He's like the way you walk. He's like just everything, the way you carry yourself. That you're not from around here.
That's weird.
So where were you, Dan? Were you like in?
I was in Lerdo, Durango, the area of La Laguna.
En la comarca. La comarca lagunera.
Yep.
I think it's more of the way you would dress. Like, unless you're acting like a tourist and you're new to some place and you're looking around, but like if you've been visiting a town for like a week, you know where you're going or whatever, then you should blend in, unless you're like wearing different clothes than everybody.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what it was, but and whether he was just busting my chops, but no, I did get the sensation that while I was welcomed, I was not.
Ahí viene el gringo.
I did feel like an outsider. So I was just kind of curious if they kind of do they roll their eyes at the Pocho fan base or with just what they think about it. I've always just wondered, because it seems like the media is has been more impressed with the Mexican American support lately, I guess.
Which media though?
I've heard commentary on both English and Spanish covering the Mexican team.
But from where? From here or from Mexico?
Both.
Oh, okay.
I've heard them acknowledge it, at least on ESPN. I don't know. Does that count as Mexico?
Yeah, I mean it originates out of Mexico. I mean it's they cater their message more toward the Mexican audience than they do up here.
So
man, ESPN used to be everywhere. Now, like the ESPN radio they've cut down stations. It's just not as prevalent as it once was. And I know that Univision Deportes is getting ready to launch a radio station. They're going to have a radio network. That should do pretty well for them. Well, it was 1-0, 1-0, I suppose I should say. Pretty much what we would expect for a game like this. Goal scored by Alan Pulido with a pass from Giovanni on a set piece, and then a lot of missed chances. A couple from Irving Lozano. I don't think Talavera, other than like in the first half, was even tested. It was pretty much basically a glorified practice for Mexico, and they were still able only really to get one in. Mr. Pink says that he gives this game an 8. I think as the exercise of what it was, I think that's pretty accurate. I think that guys that needed to step up did, and guys that didn't, we'll see what happens. So Mexico has next month, they have a game against Costa Rica, which they're going to be playing at the Azteca, and then they have a game in Trinidad against Trinidad and Tobago, and they'll play those two toward the end of March, like March 24th and 27th, I think it is. Chicharito's injured. Raul Jimenez is injured. Does this open the door for if those two guys really can't get it going? I mean, does that mean that Pulido's going to be the starting striker in those friendlies? If either of those two can't go, or is it going to be Oribe?
I'd take Oribe. I'd even try out Corona, Giovanni, or even Vela up front. All better options than Pulido, in my opinion.
So you're saying if all those guys aren't available, then you would take Pulido?
Yeah, it's not a knock on him. I just think all those guys are better than him and can play that position as well.
Now, do you think that Mexico has the kind of team? Remember when was it in the Euro 2012 when Spain didn't even play with a striker? They just played with all midfielders, basically. They didn't have like a true target delantero, and they just rolled people. I'm not saying that Mexico would ever roll people, but if Mexico doesn't have, if they're better off not playing with one, is that something that you'd like to see happen?
Well, it's not a terrible idea. Look at the guys that I mentioned. All of them have plenty of goal in them.
Right.
They're not strikers, but they're all very good. Gio's a great shooter. Vela's a great finisher. I mean, they're all excellent finishers. So I wouldn't have. I would absolutely be okay with them not lighting up in that kind of fashion.
And the one who's actually has been playing well out of the ones that you mentioned is Carlos Vela. So it seems like if Jimenez or Chicharito can't go, then you're probably right. It probably would be Vela taking one of those spots for sure. So what has to happen for or what can happen for Osorio to? Does he have to win both games? Is it 4 points? Does he have to win at home? I think he has to win at home. I think that he absolutely 100% has to win at home. He cannot tie. Definitely can't lose. So it is a must win for him.
What's the second game?
Trinidad.
I'd say 3 points.
So you'd be happy with 3. So the win 1 and lose 1.
Like I'm saying, like what's enough to
to keep him alive.
Yeah. Like I think 3, but I feel pretty good that they're going to take 4, if not 6.
Well, let's obviously we want that to happen. I personally think like 3 points is probably enough to keep him alive, but I think he has to get 4 points. I don't think he has a choice. And if he loses at home or ties, then I think it's going to be rough for him. So, but the thing that gets me though is in June, before they go to the Confed Cup, they got lucky in the draw to where they have 2 qualifiers, but they're both at home, so they don't have to travel. And to make up for that incredible amount of good luck, they decided to play 2 Moleros in the States, in Los Angeles and New York. So that means that they're going to have not 1 but 2 super crazy long flights before playing those games at altitude. Wouldn't you rather spend your time like staying in Mexico City so that everyone gets used to the altitude? Am I crazy?
You would think if sporting reasons were of the utmost importance.
Yeah. So instead, they're going to play 2 games at sea level and then go to altitude.
They'll go to altitude with a handful of cash.
That's right.
Well, the flights are pretty long, so they might get acclimated to the high elevation that way.
That's a very good point. You can't get any higher than that.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're gonna be logging a good 12 hours of 30,000 feet.
So are we waiting on these? Are we going to hear from these boys, do you think, or are they going to give us the big? Well,
I'm predicting Conflace.
I think that they will call him, but I think it'll be after they deal with all the stuff in the CantinaMX. It just depends on how willing to talk the players are going to be. I was just
hoping one of them would call just to
check in,
give us a rundown. Yeah, check in, give us a rundown on what happened.
Even like a 5-second. Let me see. If I can...
at the very least, they should let us know that they're hobnobbing with such interesting people. Maybe they just don't have time. Maybe they're too embarrassed to call into such a lowly podcast while they're in the press box. Who knows? I would hope that wouldn't be the case. So as a Chivas fan,
you could be the brave soul or be the proud man. I'm going to be the butthurt guy and say that they're big timing us right now.
Oh, they're totally big. There's no question they're big timing us. At least Fernando. Not only did he have the stones to call after the 7-0, he had guest stars.
Yeah, that was legit.
And Fernando's not with us tonight, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Fernando brought Johnny Rico on. He brought Tom Marshall on. It was
Cambia Rayas. Just call him. He joined.
Cambia Rayas. How'd it go? Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you just fine. How'd it go?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you get into a fight? Did you get into a fight with Joel after the Pulido goal?
You know what, dude? I don't know where Pulido is. I'm sorry, where Joel is. I saw him run away at halftime with some blonde girl.
Did he ditch you? Did you get?
Yeah, because you know what? Because he sat in a different section, dude. He had to like take another elevator to get his seat.
Wow. So you got double dissed, is what you're saying. You got
no. I got a front row seat. Joel's like up in the nosebleeds.
Really? So you didn't get to watch the game closely with your colleague, but let me ask you this. So it was a 1-0 game. Out of give me 3 things that you liked. 3 things that you liked about the game.
Hey, what's up, Tom? The first thing was when they lost the ball, when they lost possession, how quickly they got numbers behind the ball. Like you saw, quick transition to get numbers behind the ball to even if even if they probably could have snuffed the attack down with just 3 or 4 players, they would get 5, 6 players behind the ball and just deny any advance forward. So to me, that's the biggest change, and because if you remember La Boda Roja, one of the big reasons that happened was that the transition from attack to defense on the
was non-existent.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was actually happy to see that improve, that big improvement. And even with this group of players, this is the Gold Cup team we're looking at, basically, right?
Well, I think that there'll be a few guys that might switch on over, but yeah, you're probably mostly right.
And hello, is running?
Hey, what's up?
What?
Yeah. Have you?
All right, we'll go with that one then, dude. What's up, mentor?
Okay. How did you see? What do you call it? Osorio's tactics today? Were they spot on, or were they? I
thought they were good. I thought they were good. The one thing that I really didn't like is he left Chucky on when Pulido came out injured. By the way, he did come out injured. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Were able to see that on the TV or anything, but he was walking gingerly, and on the sideline you could see they were paying a lot of attention to him. What I didn't like about that is he, instead of taking out Chucky, he moved him to center forward when he had Angel Saldivar on the bench. Did I miss Saldivar being injured before today?
No, I think he was good.
Yeah, so that didn't make sense. I mean, he could have put a center back as a forward. That would have been even more, because these guys they're huge compared to Chucky. They outsized him. They were knocking his ass down the whole game.
What was how was the atmosphere?
It was good, man. You got your chanting, your goal kick chants. They're still there. And they broke a record. They broke an attendance record for soccer in the city of Las Vegas. I think it was like 30K, over 30K. Forgot the exact number.
Not bad. Are you going to mix zone, or what are you doing?
No, dude, I'm hanging out in the press room right now.
Oh, for the press conference?
Yeah, so I could talk to you guys. Yeah.
Oh.
Who's there with you?
Everybody bolted. The last person to leave was actually what's that guy's name? Tom. I don't know, the guy that covered from ESPN. What's his name?
Tom Marshall.
Okay. Yeah, Tom Marshall. There we go. I met him earlier, and
so you didn't
there's a few people here, huh?
Did you talk to any players mix zone or anything like that?
No, I haven't talked to any.
So, and the press conference already came and went?
Yeah, I think so. I think I missed it.
Yeah, no, don't let us take you away from any mix zone action if you want to go check that out.
Maybe I'll stay on the line and I'll walk over. I'll go check out, see what's going on over there.
Yeah, put them on live. put them on live and be ask them a question and act like your phone is a mic.
Say that you want to ask them a question.
Ask them a question?
No, don't talk about.
Oh shit.
No. Well, I mean, it's up to you. I wouldn't say that you're on live or anything. Just use the phone or use your mic as you're recording them on your phone or something.
Who I'd like to talk to, dude, is Edson Alvarez, man.
Your phone should have if you have an app, at least the iPhone, it should have a recorder. You just record the conversation that way.
Yeah. Just WhatsApp to you guys, right?
You can say, I'm on live with such and such, and you can you could just do it with a Hangout too. You can give us live comment. I don't know why you're actually not down in the mix zone, not provided this for us.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm off my game today. I'll be honest.
Get in the mix zone, man. Get in there.
Yeah. I think I know why you're off your game, Juan. I think I know exactly what happened last night.
What are you talking about?
I think I know exactly what happened.
Why are you holding my hand?
What the?
Where's your other hand?
What the hell is
Two
this?
pillows. Those aren't pillows.
What the hell?
To you.
That's what I was suspecting. I think they had an awkward moment. It felt right, but they knew it was wrong, and then
What the hell?
and it's been it's been weird ever since. They haven't been able to look at each other in the eye.
And then the worst part for Juan is that when he turned on the radio this morning, when he got in the car to go have lunch, the first song he heard was "If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right."
Those two tree trunks just started rubbing up against each other and started a fire.
What the hell?
That's right. That's right. There was. What hotel did you stay at? What fancy casino did you stay at?
You know what? We stayed at the Tropicana, and when we got there, I asked Joey, "Hey, dude, what are the bathroom etiquette rules as far as And he said, "I go, look, dude, I think the deal should be, if you're gonna be in there more than 5 minutes,
you have to light a match.
You gotta go to the lobby, man. Go to the lobby. Use one of the lobby restrooms. You know what I'm saying?" But that fool said, "Nah, just light a match." Oh, all right, whatever.
So you guys, was it a king size or was it two beds?
It was 2 queen beds, I think.
Yeah.
Did you have your boy with you?
Sorry, sorry, I couldn't accommodate more. Economy's pretty bad right now.
Now, I hope that you didn't have such a bad turn at the casinos that you had to sell your boy to cover your debts.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think of that scene from Kingpin. How would you like to make $1 million? By sleeping with your friend. And
I'm really jarred up loose, Tiger.
Roy Munson.
You know what? Jolie almost lost his shirt, man. He went over there on the slots, and he was, he came back with one shoe and one sock, and I was like, "What happened, dude?"
So what time did you guys party up a little bit, or at least do any drinking or some gambling when you guys got into town? Or what'd you guys do today, man? Give us the rundown.
You know what, man? Today we got in pretty late yesterday, and then we kind of we hung out with some peeps from.
Well, dude, when do you have to go to the titty bar when you get to Vegas, not before?
You're right.
Yeah.
Pancho Villa's having some after party over there at Diablo Cantina or something.
Are you going to go to the Pancho Villa after party, Juan? I think we've lost Juan for now. Oh, he's in the mix zone.
You know what? I'm in the. Let me find my way to. I'm finding my way to the mix zone, but it's freaking loud here. Let me make my way over there. I can barely hear you guys. Give me a second.
No, that's all right. We will wait for you to give us your report. Hear from some folks. So, do you think it's good planning for the national team to play 2 games at sea level before playing 2 in Mexico City? Is that smart?
I think it's more typical of what we're used to seeing from the FNF. I mean, when I heard that they had gotten charter flights for the players, I was like, "Oh, that's weird. They're actually doing stuff that makes sense."
When did they get charter flights? Oh, is it for the when they went to Columbus?
Yeah. So this just seems like they're going back to more self-serving, get money ways.
Yeah, how about playing a prep game in Toluca or Pachuca and then play in Mexico City? It just seems like
we got to find the answer once and for all. We got to ask Osorio. Somebody's got to ask him that. I'm surprised it hasn't been brought up by Univision or somebody.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, I think that because their next Moledo is going to be in LA, so and then you have one in New York. So Ronnie,
you know what? With I think you're going to start seeing some more games. I think you're going to start seeing some more games in Mexico.
Even that guy agrees with you, Ronnie. But I think you're right. I think the contract is not going to be as attractive as it used to be.
Well, here's the thing. Cruz Azul wants to build its own stadium. They're in fact one of their executives was talking about it. They're looking in 4 locations, and one of the things that they want to do is they want to make sure that it is classified as a World Cup stadium because obviously you know how that they want to host the World.
Right.
So having said that, if Mexico hosts another, obviously they're going to want to have it in their stadium because you know that Azteca is going to get because right now the way the bylaws are set up for World Cup is that a host city can have two stadiums.
But only one, right? Only one host city could have two stadiums.
Yeah, you're right. So Mexico. So I mean, right now it would have been Pumas, Seúl, and Azteca. But I guarantee you that Cruz Azul is going to want to take it, away from Seúl.
Yeah, but Seúl is not World Cup ready. I mean, it's a gorgeous stadium. Don't get me wrong, and it has a lot of history. But I mean, Seúl is basically a concrete slab.
It's got an Olympic. It has Olympics and 2 World Cups, under its belt.
Right. No, and I agree. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a historical place, but it's just,
I think the FIFA. I think keep in mind, if I don't know when Mexico would host a World Cup, but in the event that it's 40 whatever teams, I guarantee you that Mexico City will probably use all those 3 stadiums.
Maybe. I think they said they could pull it off with 12 stadiums, so I don't necessarily think that they would have to.
But anyhow, going back to Cruz Azul, that Toluca obviously they've spent a pretty penny, upgrading their stadium. And what's his name? Jesus Martinez said that the commission for the national team after 2018, they're going to look for other TV. They're going to look for another TV contract. So I mean, for some reason, there's it's not going to get TV Azteca and Televisa. They're not going to have the rights to it anymore unless they cough up the money. So now,
but who do you think the money's going to go to?
Well, obviously, with the separation of the MFF and the 18 club.
Okay. Let me ask you again. Who do you think the rights monies are? You think it's going to go to FMF, or you think it's going to go to Televisa and TV Azteca?
You know what? There's a Televisa. I don't think it's got the control, the power that it used to anymore.
Hey, dudes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What you got?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Go.
Hey, so I'm in the press conference room. I don't think the press conference actually. Oh wait, I think it's about to start. Hold on.
Yeah, you can't talk, dude.
Oh no! Now I'm outside the room. I guess they got. Oh, they're probably cleaning up over here. So I have a choice if I can go to the mix zone or the press.
I think you should go to the mix zone because you cannot talk in the press room. So
mix zone, bro.
So head on over to the zona mixta.
Mix zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think any players have come out yet.
They will. Look, they have to come out because they have to walk to the bus. Just go where the mob of people is.
Yeah.
Well, so you don't think that Televisa has the clout they used to, right?
I don't think they have the pull anymore.
Well, see, you might be right, but what I'm saying is that maybe because of that, maybe this is a way that they're looking to recoup their money is by because, I mean, let's face it, the Femex Food, the executives are still Televisa guys. So whether they may not have as much influence as they used to, as far as what's going on in the field, perhaps, but they're still pulling the financials.
The commission for the national team committee is not just Televisa now. Now you have basically owners from the other teams. Keep in mind, but Pachuca, which has 3 teams? They have León. They have Pachuca. What's the other one? Shit.
It was the one in Indios in Juárez.
Can you guys see?
You're breaking up.
You guys can see my camera, right?
You're breaking up, dude.
Yeah, we can see.
Who am I picking up? So you can see my camera? Yep. Can you see my camera?
Not anymore.
I want to show you. I don't know if you guys can see the. I don't know if you guys can see the field.
Okay, yeah.
On top of concrete.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Just want to show you guys that. Oh, here I got it. Let me see. Hold on, give me a second.
Man, investigative reporting from Cambiarrayas. So so Ronnie, do you think that Pachuca?
You can see play.
Ronnie, do you think that Pachucas are calling the shots at this point?
Not just. I don't think they're the ones calling the shots. I just don't think that it's. I just don't think that that idea is going to have the pull, because keep in mind the way the way Pachuca Martinez, what he said in the interview, the way he made it sound was that because before it was TV Azteca, it was Televisa who would sell the rights to like Univision and Telemundo and stuff like that, right? Now and they would get that right because they were a Mexican television company by outright. The way that Jesus Martinez made it sound was that it doesn't matter. Come after 2018, when they renew the contract, basically it's a new horizon now. There's internet companies, there's satellite companies, there's Univision. He mentioned Telemundo. So I grab about whether let's just give it to the Mexican companies first, and then they can sell the rights to the American audience. So who knows, if Fox Sports comes in and outbids everybody, they're probably going to get it.
So is that a problem?
I think it's got the potential to be a problem, because if people the same self-righteous reporters talking about, oh Jesus, they always put the finances ahead of the athletics, and there's a foreign company, you're gonna.
Oh, so you're saying that if like Amazon buys the rights?
Yeah. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Talk about the Molero games. They don't care if we're gonna play. How we said we should be playing more European teams, or we should be playing some African teams. There should be a balance between the finances and the sporting.
Well, maybe if they sign a big enough contract, that the contract is so big that they can go do those instead of having to get the paychecks, chase the money here in the States.
I'm, like I said, and I've told you the guys this many times, I am in the minority when I say this. I believe in the gentleman's agreement, Pacto de Caballeros. I believe in that wholeheartedly.
But this has nothing to do with that.
It does.
They'll divide the money 18 ways. So why wouldn't they want to? I mean, remember who these people are. They want to get as much as possible. So you're saying that they would do this and then get even greedier.
In 2006, a 4-year cycle was generating the federation over $100 million.
Yeah, but they were also playing a lot more Moleros than they play now, because they would play. I mean, that lead up to the World Cup, I think they played like 10 games because of the fact that they had the majority of their team played in Mexico, so they could play more. They played. They had one Fecha FIFA. They played like 6 games before they went to Europe. Played like 3 more. But they can't do that anymore.
But you realize that technically you don't even need that much. I mean, those guys were making the Mexican Federation is at a huge advantage over many other federations in the world at its ability to generate revenues. So it's like at one point it's going to start becoming into just greed. I mean, people, those self-righteous people, the journalists.
And this shocks you because.
It doesn't shock me. It's just it doesn't shock me, but I'm just saying, I guarantee you there's going to be a day when he's like, oh shit, I wish we still have those guys that just protected, they lived within their own little bubble, the gentleman's, pact, Pacto de Caballeros. It's like, I mean, do you really want some, I hate to say it, but some fucking camel jockey from Arabia or whatever, just because he swings his dick and he has an ego, he wants to buy the rights to the Mexican Federation.
But they would never sell it to somebody like that.
You never know. Shit. But, I mean, name me one. Is Jumex Mexican anymore? Is Modelo Mexican anymore? Fuck.
Hey. It's Corona.
Yeah.
Didn't Modelo get bought out by InBev?
Something like that, yeah.
And Tecates.
Yeah, are you gonna have some Tecates tonight over at the Diablo Cantina?
I'm not sure, man, because Joey's he's getting his butt kicked over there. He's gotta put in like a bunch of hours.
So as
service.
Going off that tangent and going back to what I was pointing is that you might start to see a little bit more games in Mexico because they're going to try to make it up with the TV and with new stadiums being built. Like that Toluca's going to want a couple games, to probably finance, to recoup what they spent in upgrading their stadium. If Cruz Azul builds their stadium, obviously, they're going to want a couple dates, to recoup, their investment.
So, the other thing that I've always wondered about the Moleros, and a big problem that they have is that they charge, like when they have qualifiers, the prices they charge to go to the Azteca are outrageous compared to what Cuba America charges for a game. So, I mean, it seems like, I don't necessarily think that recouping the money by playing games in Mexico is going to be that much more than getting in the States, just because socioeconomically they're not going to have as many people that would be willing to pay that kind of money for a ticket, especially for a Moreno. I mean, if they're not going to do it for a qualifier, they're sure as hell not going to do it for Moreno. So, but I mean, the thing about the TV rights, I mean, I don't understand why they would have to always be the exclusive home at Televisa and Azteca. I mean, if somebody else, and to my point is that.
Were you guys able to hear Osorio's words, or was a microphone too low?
No, the microphone's
too low. He's been interviewed by Televisa.
Oh.
I think it's listening now.
All right, report.
Fill you guys in.
Thank you.
Stick that mic in his.
Stand in Televisa shot. They'll really like that. While they can still broadcast the team before it goes away. But anyway, to my point is that whatever they charge that money is going to go back to them anyway. So it's a win-win for them as far as I'm concerned. They'll be just fine. Well, I'm hoping that we'll hear some I guess Juan, but I guess Joel is he's too busy ligando. He won't be able to chat with us tonight. Has he sent any word about in any form?
Yeah, Joel is up he's in the press box editing articles. So he's working.
So Mr. Pink, it looks like was in agreement with our assessment that Orbelin was a good player tonight. Hey, was Mr. Pink our random guy that one time? Are we talking about the same person?
No, Mr. Pink, someone else.
Oh, okay, so
the random guy was Yums.
Okay, so all right. I liked it when Random Guy was on. That was fun. He needs to get on more often.
Hey, dudes. So I'm going to fill you in on Osorio's interview with Televisa. They asked him what he thought about the call-up, the group of players that he had, and whether, how did they finish the game? And he just briefly went over, because they asked him about Gio coming out early. And he just mentioned that, there's a few players had physical complaints, injury-wise. And but he said that as far as the call-up list specifically for the World Cup, he said that of the team that was on the field, that's most likely what it's going to look like, with a few players, a few positions switched or alternated. But he said he has a base of about 8 to 10 players that he's considering. Is somebody sleeping?
Oh, sorry. Oh, man.
No, it sounds like Ronnie's is selling logs, man. Now, do you think that Osorio had to share?
Sorry, dude. I think I was dozing off.
Yeah, it sounded like you were out, man. Now, Juan, do you think that Osorio had to share his room with Santiago Baños?
Why are you
like you and
holding my
Joel?
hand?
Oh my god,
Where's your other hand?
that's hilarious, dude.
Between two pillows.
So, or do you think he got his own room last night? So what happens,
I think he was
Juan?
good for Ronnie.
Now, what happens, Juan, if you go back to the hotel and you go up to the room and there's a sock on the doorknob?
Oh, your signal's weak, maybe.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, you're back, as you were saying.
So if the sock is on the door handle, then I think the rule is you go back to the craps table, right?
I suppose is that your game of choice, Juan? Is that where you is that where Lady Luck treats you best?
If by best you mean cleans out my pockets, yeah, and pretty quickly too. So makes it a quick night. But at least booze over here, so it kind of evens out, right?
Right. So what's your what's your limit on how much you lose? Are you like 40, 50 Ks and like that?
Well, I think is the Soccer Chronicle budget that what was it, like 10 grand? I think.
You had a line of credit.
Yeah. Hey, don't you guys get it from Ronnie the mentor? Doesn't he give you guys a line of credit when you travel?
No.
Oh shit! My bad, Ronnie. Fuck, I fucked it up now, huh?
Evidently, yeah. No, we don't even get a per diem, man.
Oh man.
The only thing you get from Ronnie is mañana, we'll te pago mañana, and that's it.
That's not good.
So if you got
wait, you know what it is, dude? It's probably the prophet title. It commands it's in high demand.
Well, I guess you get your viáticos and everyone else is left getting nothing. We see how it is. So is that what you used at the at the craps table yesterday then?
No, I'm telling you, Jan, I didn't get to hit any of the machines. We hung out with Weasel and the guys from Mexican Soccer Show for a little bit.
Yeah, who was? You can be honest. Who was the drunkest one?
I'd have to say Jolie.
So you don't have to answer that. Really?
Jolie, dude. Jolie was smashed, man. You should have seen him.
That's great.
You know what, dude? He had like 2 drinks on the way over. So like, I'm over here driving, and I go, hey Jolie, I hope you don't mind, but on long drives, I'll put on a CD like John Sebastian or something, and I'll sing along to it to stay awake. And he's all like, hey dude, don't worry, I'm gonna be talking the whole fucking night. So I was sitting there drinking, like eat down like a few beers on the way over.
No. Did he ask? Did you guys make any stops at the rest stops?
What? Nah, dude, this is not Philadelphia.
It's
not the Eastern Seaboard, dude.
Now, let me ask you: Did you get into a good Chiva contra Chiva?
He was. I told him, Jolie, we gotta do a Chiva contra Chiva on the road. And he you know what? I'm not. He chickened out. But it was a good debate. I wish he would have had the balls to record it.
Really? So what level Chiva talk are we talking, like level 10? Serious stuff.
I think it was over 9,000.
So like way above our pay grades to be able to understand what you guys were talking about. Like it was so. Yeah. Who got the best shots in?
The debate was the final form debate, man. So. I would say it was pretty close, but I think the fact that Jolie didn't want to record it, I think it shows that obviously he was afraid of the outcome.
Yeah. He didn't want to fight to the death.
Yeah, I think he was scared that he wouldn't be able to fight to the death.
All right. Well, Juan, so you gave us your 3 things. Is there anything that you didn't particularly like about the match?
You know, I don't like the movement of the players third, because if you notice, a lot of the shots on that were actually on goal or are going to be on goal, they were blocked by Mexican players. There's a shot in the first half that I clearly remember. He blocked. I can't remember whose shot it was. The way of it, had the same thing. I think it was a Gallardo blocked by. Can't remember.
See, this is why you should take notes, Juan. That's why you're there, to give us the.
Well, I was taking notes, man. That's why I'm giving you this feedback.
No, well, there you go.
But I can't remember. I'm just bad. I'm just bad with the names and the numbers. And the notes that I take it's based on my mentor's Waco Loco format, where you don't take notes of those things. You take more. Most of the notes are about specific, like corners, free kicks, things, fouls, things like that.
Big picture stuff. It doesn't matter the players or names or numbers. Just who.
It's
yeah, exactly.
Cornell notes. The Cornell notes is what you mean.
Faceless bodies.
Yeah, Cornell notes.
Have the players passed through the mix zone yet?
You know what, dude? I think I did miss the players, but I did catch Osorio because I saw a bunch of press waiting here, and everybody was waiting around, and then the only person to come out was Osorio.
Is the press still waiting?
No, dude, they're gone. I don't know. I missed. It was only Osorio.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, so I think I might have missed it. I'll be honest. I needed a restroom break. I ran and,
Well, we'll just say that you weren't the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll leave it at that. Are you guys driving back tonight or tomorrow?
I told Jolie that it was up to him, but he said better to just drive back tonight. Once he's done, I don't know, being whatever he's doing, taking notes or whatever he's working on right now. I guess we'll probably head back.
Cool, man.
Drive back to LA.
So no more craps tables for you.
Well, I was asking him because to see what's up, but I don't think Jolie. I think he's, he doesn't want to lose his shirt. I think he's not having good luck right now at the tables.
Well, it's very unfortunate that he hasn't been able to join us tonight, but we'll get his full input later next week.
Yeah, I think Osorio's doing the press conference right now.
Oh, he might be in the press room.
Tom Marshall's tweeting out Osorio quotes.
Well, I could probably jump in there.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't like talk to us while you're in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, his most of his responses they're very tame, very canned, very.
Like he's been rehearsing them.
Yeah, I think he gives you very. I mean, there's no, maybe some of the questions too. They're not really. Get into the meat and bones of the game of why certain things.
Has mastered the ability to
go in there and ask a question, dude. Go in there and ask a question.
Yeah, just ask him.
Right.
And you could ask him in English too. He'll answer you in English.
I think it's done, dude.
I guess.
They're all.
I'm like the worst. I'm the worst guy ever to send to this thing. I think
you're like the cooler.
Hush.
man, whatever you
water
do.
Cooler?
Yeah, no, the cooler, like I think there was a movie with William H. Macy where he was the guy that, like, if someone was having a hot night in Vegas, they just send him to take the edge off the guy, make him start losing. The cooler.
Oh yeah, I think that's me, dude. Yep.
It's
Get Tom Marshall to talk to us. That fool's walking over here. Let me see. I think that's him. And I was making fun of him because asked him if he's a Liverpool fan, but I guess he's a Manchester United fan.
Yeah.
That
about Manchester United?
Yeah, I think he's a Manchester United fan.
Pero que normalmente no juegan en sus clubes. Por eso reitero el objetivo de hoy de a Jesús Gallardo, a Luis Reyes.
Yeah, it's going on live right now. Telemundo Deportes.
All right, let me go over there and end it.
Facebook Live.
See?
Yeah, I do.
Sending in the cooler.
That's right. He's going to walk in and the press conference is going to be over.
Let me see if I can see Juan as he walks in. Maybe if he comes to the side, I don't know.
No, because all they're going to do is shoot Osorio.
They have sort of like a side view.
Man, I'm really bummed that I'm not that I wasn't able to go. I was hoping to do it the next one. Well, this is just fascinating radio right now.
You want to put on what his words are?
Yeah.
Check it out. It just ended.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it just ended.
That is hilarious.
Hey, Shiki, what's going on, Beto?
He walked in and the press conference ended immediately.
Idiots.
So this is all the press walking out of the press room just as I was about to walk in.
Yeah, we saw it on the Facebook Live.
Hey Tom, hey, how's it going, man?
Not bad, yeah.
Hey, you want to say hi to CantinaMX?
How's it going?
Oh wait, I don't know how to use this crap, man. I'm an idiot.
I can hear him, dude.
How's it going?
Hey, can you guys hear Tom? He's a big time Liverpool fan, dude.
Liverpool. I thought it was Scunthorpe.
Oh, sorry, man. I got
United.
it. You can put it on.
All right. Wait, no.
Hey Tom, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's
dude.
John Jagu. How are you? Hey Tom, how are you? It's John Jagu. Can you hear us?
I'm not bad.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
No, don't worry.
You get this crap. Sorry.
Wait,
So-
let me go and see you.
Oh, go for
Then
it,
I
bro.
need to-
All right, take.
I'll come back in a bit.
All right, Tom.
Busy.
All right, that fool's busy at work.
Yeah. He's got to file a story. You'll be better to get him afterwards when you guys go to the after party, so the whole head can get his drunk on before y'all drive home. So how many?
Hey, look at this motherfucker.
What's up, Joel?
¿Qué onda, güey? Hey, we're live. You want to talk to these fools? Or no?
Wait, the podcast is on?
Yeah, fool, we're doing a podcast.
He had a drink in his hand or something, man. What's he doing?
That's funny. I guess. Well, he got muted, so.
Hey, you're muted, man. Joel said, "Hey, mute that stuff. I'm shy."
Hey, Joey's a little busy right now.
Did y'all get your stories straight before Joel comes on?
Nah. I don't know what's going on. You know what this is? This setup's kind of weird because everything's outdoors and you gotta like.
Hey Juan, sorry to interrupt you.
Go for it.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I gotta call it a night, man. It's 1 o'clock over here.
All right, Ron. Thanks for joining
All right,
us,
guys.
man. As always.
All right, bye.
Yeah, we should probably call it a night ourselves here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying getting the live reports of Juan just missing stuff. It has been fascinating.
There had to have been a mix on. So he probably missed the players, and then Osorio was the last guy. And then he went directly to the presser.
But you know he's not going to say anything different than what he said when he was talking to Televisa.
Yeah, it's a single.
The guy's a master of taking a minute to a minute and a half and say absolutely nothing. So he's learned that very well. That is what coaches do. That is what coaches do.
Yeah, that's where they should be they should be passed. There's no one around, or what are these dudes waiting for? Oh, Pulido. There you go, Juan. Stick that mic in his grill. That's a big hit.
I'm pretty impressed with Tom Spanish, actually. He's done well. So there you go. We got Alan Pulido on the image.
Adios.
Oh, so man, see you again.
Pulido, man, good job.
Well done, Juan. Congratulations.
Yeah, they're still interviewing him. I told him he's got to not get more goals. He's disappointing.
Well, we were levying some pretty hefty amounts of trash his way right before he scored. So
yeah.
So we feel partly responsible for that. That he really did it to shut us up more than anything else.
He had that 1v1 against the goalie that I think he could have done better. He tried to chip him, but I think he could have been a little bit more patient.
So what happens there? I mean, it seems like he just hit it way too hard. If he would have just hit it just real soft and just hit it like higher up in the air and just let it bounce in, it would have been just fine.
Well, I think the field's it's hard to play on,
Yeah, but the thing with that shot though is that you can't hit it soft. You know what I'm saying? You can't hit it soft enough, but you can definitely hit it too hard. So all he had to do was just just delicately put his foot on it, and it would have just floated in. So
yeah, definitely.
That was unfortunate. Now if he does that and it bounces over the bar, then that's just a shitty field, But so Giovanni played a half. Other than the assist on the goal, he really didn't do much.
Yeah, he to be honest, his work rate looked a little low to me. He was.
Yeah.
I saw Rafa Marquez yelling at him several moments where he was telling him, "Hey, you need to make this run, switch, make this play," and it seemed like just Gio.
Isn't Rafa just an unbelievable communicator when he's out there?
Yeah, dude, he's the guy pulling the strings,
Just a major traffic cop, and I remember he and Torrado would just walk up and just point and point and point and point and point and point and point.
Yeah.
So what about the Chukis the headers that Chucky missed? Does that concern you at all?
You know what, man? It definitely does. This guy, he can't finish. He's. They need to add finishing to the program at Pachuca.
Is that not part of the class there?
I don't know. There should be a striker school. They should have a specific striker school just for finishing, especially like your offensive, your frontline players.
So why don't teams have coaches that are specifically for positions in soccer? Why doesn't Chivas have entrenador de delanteros? Why don't they have a guy like that?
You got me, man. Or is that a trick question?
No, I'm being dead serious.
All right.
Why haven't they broken that up?
Jared Borghetti could have schooled him perfectly on that header that he missed. That was a perfect Jared Borghetti goal right there.
Yeah, I mean Borghetti would have struck that ball with his head. I mean, if you watch the
Cheech would have
Yeah, Cheech would have put it away too, and Cheech would have headed it down, so that it bounces in. That's what those guys do. Really, is they really know how to direct. But I mean, Lozano on the second one. I mean, he pulled his neck out of the way as he was heading it, so the ball had no direction at all.
He closed his eyes, man.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't know how to. If he scores on a header, it's basically going to be by accident. Although the one where he flew in and almost scored that palomita, that was nice. That's probably my favorite World Cup goal of 1994 was the Jordan Lechkov palomita that he scored to beat the Germans. Y'all know which one I'm talking about? The bald guy that just went flying, and it was in New York, and he got the great header to win to as the game winner. Hello, Bueller.
I don't recall that one.
You don't remember that one?
Nah.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt you, but you want some shots of the incredibly mundane stuff the logistics staff of the national team has to do? I'll just give you a real shot. They're moving some crates. I don't know what it is. Balls, probably equipment. I'll just give you a quick shot if I can figure out my connections.
The equipment guys.
Too slow. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Well, they got a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, they're throwing it in trucks, and I guess they're getting ready to move.
Well, that stuff will go on the plane. Or they'll send.
I think all the balls in there are all the goals that Chucky has missed in his career. Like every single one.
Man, you're harsh. How did your boy Orbelin do?
I thought he was good, man. I thought he was really good. Professor was walking right in front of me. I think that's one of his favorite players, Orbelin, definitely.
Well, good, because Orbelin. Now, do you think Orbelin is going to be a Gold Cup guy? Or do you think he's going to be a Confed Cup guy?
I think he likes him a lot, but I think he wants to play him. So I think he's going to go to Gold Cup. I think that's one of the 8 to 10 players he's considering, to build the Gold Cup team around of.
Yeah, but I think that he's also a guy that can play both. Yes.
Hey, so Jolie's right here. He wants to say what's up to you guys. He's on a special secret mission, but I think he's got a few moments. Hold on 1 second. Hey, don't drop my phone.
Hello.
Joel.
¿Qué huele, John?
¿Ya no invitas, Joel? Now we're the little people. We're the little people again.
You were invited, John. You canceled on us.
You're Mr. Big Shot. Well, I couldn't help it. Work got in the way.
No.
What's your takeaway from the game, man?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had like an accident after halftime.
So you missed the whole second half?
That press box food, man.
That's what I was telling the guys earlier, that it's not what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, no. It's with these games. I said before, I like to see more individual performance than like the whole collective of the team, because we're not really likely to see this squad. It's all available. I really thought we're going to see this squad again.
So, do you think that the of the individuals that you saw, who stood out for you?
I really liked Araujo. Pulido, he got the goal in. Number 18, I forgot his name. He had good hustle, good crosses, and those are the players that stood out the most. Chucky, he just seemed to be missing that final touch. Got hacked quite a few times.
Yeah, he took a beating. There's no question.
He went face first into that Wells Fargo sign.
Now, Joel, do you remember anything about last night, or were you cognizant? Did you wake up in a funny position this morning?
Why are you holding my hand?
Oh man!
Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
I'm sorry?
We had to keep warm, John.
Well, I mean, it is cold, and that's what people don't understand, that it gets cold in the desert in the winter.
That's what I want to know. You do? I saw your
It did,
with everybody.
Spotty heat. Not gay though.
No.
It's like two Eskimos when they're sharing an igloo.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, we're glad to hear that. Now, Joel, are you driving back tonight, or are you going to go to the after party?
Nah, we're going back.
Yeah.
No after, because it will get too late.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joel. I'll go to the Molero in LA before the qualifiers in June.
Yes, that would be good, John. Some other podcast guys can also join
Yeah,
up.
we should just make a point to have everyone go out there.
Yeah, and then it's easier for there to do an after.
Yeah, then we can absolutely because we can plan. We can plan ahead, and stay for a few days. And if they played it on a weekend, even better.
Yes, that would be ideal. I think when Juan was before he handed me the phone, he had Osorio walking right past him. I think he had a good chance to get a question in.
What was your assessment of the stadium?
It looks like a Liga de Ascenso stadium. It's missing. It looks like it's missing a part of the stands behind the goal,
right?
Where the scoreboard is at. It looks like there used to be stands right there, and then it's kind of old. Looks a bit run down.
And how much money did you win last night, Joel?
No, I didn't. I gambled before we came.
I
lost it all.
Yeah. What was your? Did you consider selling Juan into?
No, it's just 120. I didn't.
That was your max.
Yeah, that's all I had.
How long did it take?
Like maybe
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, man. I remember that lasted longer, but I was playing quarter machines.
Oof.
That was years ago. I was doing the dollar one this
You're
time.
gonna play some blackjack, man.
Man, usually when I do the dollar, if I play $100, I'm going to win at least usually you win most of that back. I've had good luck with slots. I've hit triple sevens and some good stuff.
No, we weren't gonna play. We were waiting at a hotel to meet some of the other guys.
Yeah, and
some of our
where did you go to lunch?
Some of the rivals.
Where did you go to lunch?
It was at the Monte Carlo.
Is that what happened to you? Ho, do you think that somebody slipped? You think that John Arnold slipped something in your food?
No.
Does he consider us a threat?
No, we really didn't eat. We didn't really eat. I just.
Were you drinking, Ho?
I had a Nathan's hot dog right there, and then when we got to the stadium, the Panchos had like tacos, but I only got one because it was cold. But then there was this they were handing out tostadas. They were pretty good. The tostadas and micheladas, and it was free. It was free, and
yeah, the micheladas was good, man.
You just had to give them like a tip.
Yeah.
But I think the whole combination of all the different food and then I ate the stadium food. That was just bad.
Now
that was bad, John.
Now, did you eat the mushrooms for the ride back before or after you had your little?
No fear and loathing. None of that.
What's the point of driving to Vegas if you're not going to at least eat one mushroom?
Yeah. Oh man, the bus just left, John. The tricolor bus just.
Yeah, it's gone. So, what show are they going to go see tonight? Who?
Thunder Down Under.
That is. I believe that is your favorite. That is your favorite Las Vegas show.
One said there was this one dude that looked like Chris Hemsworth, and he's like.
Hey, you know what? That's funny because that's the one that Jolie said. That's let me see. Let me put the volume on this shit. Hey, Yarn.
Yeah.
So we drove by this sign, Thunder Down Under or some shit. and then Jolie starts chanting, "Are you worthy of my hammer? Are you worthy of my hammer?" And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, no, that guy, he looks like a fucking Thor. I'm like, oh shit, man, get the fuck out of here.
You still want to show me your cucumber?
Alternative facts, John.
Alternative facts. Yeah, right. Listen to this guy.
John, Juan even like 12, he kept saying that he was lost just to drive past the sign more
like
times.
10 times. Oh shit, man. Kidding me?
So you drove, Juan?
Hey,
you
what?
drove?
Yeah, I drove. Yeah, I had to drive. Because this fool, like he said he had a moped like from Dumb and Dumber that we could have like rode in a moped. You know, I wasn't sure if you know, and we probably would have saved a lot more in gas.
You would have gotten very, very close with each other. You would have been. I can imagine a 4-hour ride like that. That would definitely be harsh. Well, gentlemen, are we? Do you have anything else to report from Las Vegas? This has been very entertaining, by the way.
I don't know. Juan was the one in backstage back there.
Oh yeah, that's what I was telling you guys. That you know, when we walked in, Jolie had a worse seat than me for some reason, and he was pissed, dude. He went to he spoke like people just to upgrade his seat, and they wouldn't do it, man.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Ronnie over there, Master Ronnie, the Vader.
What was the deal? What was the cologne factor in the press box? Because it's usually pretty heavy.
I didn't hear you, John. Sorry.
I said, what was the cologne factor in the press box? Because it's usually pretty heavy.
Yeah, what was it, Jolie? Like over 9,000. Yeah, Jolie says his sinus is bad, or my sinuses are bad right now, dude.
And I bet you could still smell it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for you folks that don't know, it really is like just this massive wall of man perfume that just hits you when you walk into a press box for a Mexico game, because there's a lot of folks in there who wear a lot of cologne, and it's pretty funny.
Oh shit, we're locked in, Jolie.
Damn, are you guys hosed?
You're gonna spend a night in that stadium.
Oh, good, dude.
No,
I think all the gates are closed except like one, so we're good.
So where's your boy right now, Juan?
Huh?
Where's your boy? Didn't your boy come with you?
Oh shit. Nah, he's I think he's sitting in the car.
Still?
Just don't leave, you know. So he's got the keys. He's in there sitting. So.
Well, I would hope so. I just heard your.
And you gotta bring him up right, you know.
Heard Daddy drop a few F-bombs. I'm sure he's like gonna tell his friends.
Hey, dude. Yeah, absolutely, man.
What a cool daddy has.
He broke the bro code. You know, that I was upset at him about that.
What happened?
Yeah, John.
Did he tell your wife how much you really lost?
No.
Don't listen to him, Mom. He really lost $5,000.
Yeah, man. He ratted me out, so I had to sit him down in the morning and go over the bro code, what exactly it means, you know.
Right. And what sage advice did you pass along, as far as you said? Were you harsh? Were you like, hey man, don't be a rat, or were you
Yeah, I told him snitches get stitches, and I and then I gave him a cinturazo, just to get the message across.
Only one?
We gotta be, John. This is, you can't go crazy with these things.
I understand.
Yeah, there's but yeah, I one cinturonazo and one chanclazo, and he got it,
Did what was your overall assessment of Osorio, Juan? As we were, did you watch the like when they came out in the whole bit and the warm up and everything else? I mean, did you watch all of that?
Yeah. I you know what? I had a really good view of the warm up. I had a good view pretty much of the game. You know, I think I mean, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I see progress on the team. I see improvement. Obviously, you could see already some players that he's gonna build his teams around. You know, like
You're basing this off.
well, the last three call ups, the Panama call up where he had Orbelin in there, he had Gio in there.
Pretty much under 23 team.
You know, but the style. So you got fucking negative Nancy over here, you know.
What was it? Somalia under 17.
You know what I thought was kind of interesting is Alanis, that he got a call up and he pretty much, you know, he played the whole game. I think he's probably played more for Mexico than he has for Chivas, right, Jolie?
Pretty much.
So that's kind of interesting that he keeps getting called up, even though I mean he looks like he's got a lot of potential in him.
Yeah, but he's been playing all season for Chivas this year. Alanis, hasn't he?
I think he just came back like the
No, dude, he's been playing the whole season, man.
Well, so finally he's able to, you know, we'll see, man. Hopefully he can finish the season finally.
He was the one early in the game, Juan, that just blew me away. He made a a pass from sideline to sideline that was just absolutely perfect. Alanis, just dead on. Very impressive.
Well, you know, he was able to exploit the space that was being left on his side of the field pretty well. So, but I mean, there's you know, so you know, I think the score should have been better.
Yeah.
I think the movement, the final third, especially by the front three, needs to improve because they're constantly in the way of their teammates' shots. You know.
Were you happy with Dedos?
You know, he's okay.
I thought that you were a Dedos sexual.
Jolie's a Dedos fan. I think he likes, you know, I mean, he has a good work rate. It's fingering time for Jolie. Hey, pull the card.
Where's Spawn?
Hey, he's at the car, man.
Hey, I got a clip. I got an audio clip of Fernando.
Fernando?
Yeah, you guys ready?
Go.
Hey guys, sorry I couldn't join you guys, but I did watch the game, and my take is Giovanni had a horrible game, and I'm glad that he got substituted out. Other than that, I'm out.
What a surprise.
Giovanni hate as usual.
Yeah, well.
Here we go, Galaxy! Here we go!
You know, Giovanni didn't really do all that much, but he did put that cross for Pulido to score, which was absolutely perfect. So, you know, if he could still do that, I think he had a good game.
Did you tell him about the mariscos, the great mariscos we had?
No. I mentioned them, but I didn't.
Jan?
Yo,
we found the best marisqueria, man. They had a absolutely top, you know, high quality food. The just every step of
are campechanas prevalent in y'all's part of the world over there in California?
What?
Do they are campechanas prevalent in your part of the world?
Campechanas, Jolie. I don't get the reference.
I'm gonna say that's a no.
You know, I'm just saying, John.
It's just a different kind of ceviche. That's a different style of ceviche.
High quality. You know, excellent service. The michelada shaking was What's the word I'm looking for, Jolie? There. Excellent. I think it's right there. My bad.
So I think what you're saying is you had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, John. Definitely, man. Good time. Vegas. I mean, it's Vegas,
You know, you can find a lot of those places, just behind the behind the parking lots on the strip. So you don't have to walk that far. Well, I think we should probably. Well, are you guys taking off? Are y'all getting in the car, rolling away?
Not yet. We just got to the car.
One last thing to tell you.
Jolie.
Until we go in the car.
Uh-oh.
Yo. Can you guys hear me? We're in the parking lot. It's kind of noisy. I wanted to say something. This is not so much the game. It was something I heard from the pre-match press conference. So we also had one reporter, not sure where he was from, and he started waxing poetic about Iceland, making it seem like they're the next best great thing. Ooh. No. And they were asking Osorio the question because they were trying to say that like Mexico has stagnated. And he wanted to ask him, like, if he felt that. Like, he's saying, like, look, Iceland has all this progress with Mexico. But the whole thing about it was it just seemed, I think they ignored a lot of factors, John.
Yeah, who ignored factors though? The guy asking the question?
Because Mexico has reached this level, but like top 16, that's like at the past 5 World Cups, they have managed to remain consistent. So to stay at that level, to be top 15 team is very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, and let's face it. I mean, Mexico. I mean, granted, they've had games that they flat out lost at that level, but they've also had games where they've just had just rotten, stinking luck. And
yeah, but we see teams like Croatia and Bulgaria, other teams or Turkey, and then they'll have like a good cycle, but then they'll disappear.
We never hear from them again.
Yeah, and even if they make it to the World Cup, they won't do as good. So
I'm amazed that
I don't know if this is the word, disingenuous.
Yeah. So did you have to go? Did you have to go whoop some ass? Is that what you're telling us, Hola? Did you really spend the night in jail last night?
They were triggering me, John. He's like, yeah, isn't it good? But they also the Euro Cup they opened up more spaces for teams to qualify. There's one other thing that expected to Iceland, but it's sort of like they still haven't done anything, or they haven't been at Mexico's level for as long as Mexico. So, I think it was one of these reporters that always try to belittle the team.
It's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
He was on his high horse.
Yeah, but
thinking he was better than what he really is.
Doing and they're such a small country and it's like, dude, it's only been like a year or two.
Let them qualify for a World Cup now before it goes to 40 teams, before we can consider Iceland making any kind of movement on the on the world stage.
Even if like you could say Mexico is kind of like stagnated, for lack of a better word, just being top 20, and they're around 15, 16, and they've been at it since '94. So that's still very impressive.
They've been at it since '86.
And the teams higher than them, those have.
They've had their ups and downs too.
Yeah, but the really top ones are like the ones that are competing for the World Cup, like the Argentinas, the Brazils,
the Germanys and the Italies.
Germany's. Yeah, this is still we're still a bit far off. But I don't know, man. I still think we're getting judged still some part of the
It is amazing the amount of backhanded compliments that come from that part of the world. But now, to be fair, there's some folks that genuinely appreciate it and compliment any and all kinds of soccer. But there are some folks that do.
Yeah, John, I remember we used to hear this a lot before, especially when Mexico started competing at Copa America, they always try to belittle the team or say that, well, why even show up? Or they're not adding anything to the tournament, and they proved a lot of people wrong. It was just surprising to have someone still have those thoughts.
Yeah, it is pretty surprising because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Joel, I believe the first Copa America that Mexico played, I believe they reached the final. Correct? The first Copa America they ever played, they reached the final.
Oh yeah, correct. Against Argentina.
So that should have ended all doubt, right then and there.
Yeah, and this was an Argentina team. Argentina had won the World Cup in '86, and then they played the final in '90. So by '93 they still had
that Argentina team was stacked. They had a lot of. I mean, Batistuta was at his, when he was just getting going. He was a good player. That was a tough game.
If I don't, was Simeone there?
Yeah, I think so. It was Redondo and it was basically the team from that went to the World Cup in '94, except for Maradona had one playing there, but I think Canija was playing. I mean, it was Argentina. I mean, it was a good team. So.
Yeah, that was the only thing, and then it's just from like international press. I don't know what they're trying to get at these guys. John, we finally made it out of the stadium.
Did and who how did was this with Osorio up there? How did Osorio respond to the question?
Oh man, I forgot. I just.
Oh, so your earwax had melted by the point he was done with this question. You were so mad, and you forgot what Osorio had said. Now, do you find Joel that Osorio says a lot, or he talks a lot but doesn't say anything when he gives answers like a typical coach?
That must be why I don't remember what he said, Josh.
I mean, and he'll spend a minute doing it, and he'll use a lot of big words. He'll string words together that sound like they need to go together, and then he'll and then yeah.
Yeah, no, he defended Mexico, but it feels like I think Mexico's results speak for themselves.
Now, Joel, do you think it was good planning on Mexico's part to play 2 games at sea level before their 2 biggest qualifiers of the Hex in Mexico City?
Azteca, no, but I mean, a lot of these guys aren't even going to start. When they bring in all the other players from Europe. I mean, that's just part of the contract with some. It's a good cash grab, and then just impressive because I don't know if Juan mentioned it. It was 31,617 the attendance, which it beat the attendance the previous. So it's the biggest attendance ever in Las Vegas for a soccer game, and the one before it was Real Madrid versus Santos, and they were 20,000, like between 21 and 29. So it's pretty impressive because it's especially the game being on a Wednesday, and with B teams, and so that's that I think we're gonna keep seeing a lot more of these Molero games. John, hello?
Oh, dude, I think they fucking over them.
Oh, that's about it. John dropped off. I was on mute. And we will finish the show. Hope to catch you guys next week. And hope you enjoyed this long show. I'll have it out on iTunes soon. Follow us, as always, here on this YouTube channel. Weekly on iTunes. And hopefully a blog post doing the summary of what we covered today. Talk to you guys later.